What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to SpawnCast episode, Evan, what do we got, 45?
45.
See, I knew that. 45. Actually, I have quite a few people here tonight. We even have, I'm going to introduce him first, Matt Rpottertgt, who is, if you've been on the SpawnWave channel at all, whether it's Newswave or anything, you have seen him because he is the person that does the timestamps. So if you see him at the top, Rpottertgt, that's him. That's Matt. How you doing, Matt? How are things?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm really happy to be here.
Good. Yes, nobody. Who's that? Good. Kentucky Cruise. Yeah, nobody hit the like button. Do not hit that like button. Let me move over to actually Rpottertgt. There's a good chance, Matt. There's a good chance because no one really knows where you came from because you actually showed up on the channel. I have to give you credit very early on.
Yeah, I showed up at the channel pretty early on, and we met first at the Nintendo Switch event down in DC.
Yes.
I was the first person there to recognize you.
Yes.
And started the crowd that gathered around you once that happened.
Yeah, it was interesting. That's where I started meeting people outside of like YouTube and everything. It was kind of cool to see. But yes, you walked over to me and said, "Hey, but you've actually been doing timestamps and stuff for actually a while. I think you did it on one of the first news waves I did. I remember that.
It was October, so it was about a month after you started.
Yeah, man, it was fast. So yeah, people or I did see a comment on the last one that was like get the timestamp guy on SpawnCast. Well, here he is. Matt is in the building. He's on the SpawnCast. So we'll have some fun and we'll talk about some video games.
There we go.
Very good. Let's jump over to Evan. As usual, Evan is here. Checking the chat, filling in, and occasionally chiming in. So it's good to see Evan here tonight. I'm just going by what I have here on my screen. Max is back with us, Dreamcast guy. How are you doing, Max?
Playing lots of games and not getting enough sleep. You know, the best problem to have.
You posted a picture on your Twitter, I guess, about a review coming up.
Yes, Dynasty Warriors 9, and I'm not allowed to say anything till Tuesday, but I have so much to say. So holy crap. If you're not subscribed already, get ready for a very long, thorough review of that. Even if you don't like the series.
Yeah, see, I haven't played a Dynasty Warriors game in a while. I mean, honestly, the last, I guess, Warriors game I played was I guess, Hyrule Warriors. And I haven't even played Fire Emblem Warriors yet. I should probably check that out at some point. But I honestly get kind of bored of the hack and slash ones. This is just me.
Yeah.
There you go, Matt. Chad threw $2 in, said timestamp guy. You're doing a great service. Thanks,
Chad. Appreciate it.
And we're trying to get Matt to start his channel. He has cool ideas, and when he does, you guys will know about it right away. You can go check him out. So we will do that. And then we have, of course, OJ from PlayerEssence. OJ, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, and I finally got my hands on this right here. I got some cereal, some Mario cereal. It was on the bottom shelf, like right next to the Fruit Loop. So I've been walking by it, and I'm like, my Walmart doesn't have it, but they do. And I'm ready to collect some damn moons tonight. So
right, that's awesome. Yeah, I still don't really see it that often around. At one point, I went to the Walmart and somebody was leaving with 2 boxes in their cart, and I couldn't find it. So I guess
they're on the bottom. You just got to really look they're on the bottom shelf, man. For the Walmart, they're all on the bottom shelf. I've been to 2 Walmarts now, and both times bottom shelf. So.
I'll check the bottom shelf next time. I really will. I will go there and I'll check the bottom shelf. It's a super Walmart too, so I figured they would get stock.
Yeah.
I don't know. I will check it though. If they have like 10 boxes, I will buy all 10.
Mine had a ton. Mine had like 7 boxes. I bought 2. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Is that going to be the next gift for the meet and greet?
Yes,
a signed box of Super Mario cereal.
Yes,
extra stale. It'll be great. It increases the flavor by 3%.
Yes. Then we have, of course, Sean is here. RGT85. Sean, how you doing, man?
Greetings.
Yes, Sean is here. We actually have quite a bit of stuff to talk about. I think Sean will want to chime in on too, because you've actually been talking about quite a bit on your channel. I think everybody here actually has mostly talked about it. Max, you've actually been a little quiet about some of the stuff we're going to talk about.
Yeah, I've been so focused on fighting games and everything else.
Yes. So that'll be fun. Actually, we will talk about Marvel vs. Capcom also, though. So don't worry.
Good.
I'm sure you want to talk about that a little bit at least. And of course, if you missed the SpawnCast, you missed last week's, it goes up the Friday after, or it is available on SoundCloud, iTunes. I'm trying to think I don't think we're on the Play Store yet, but we'll probably work on that.
We got to look into that.
And then, of course, if you're on our Patreon, you get it the night of. Evan usually posts it, the whole video, like an hour or two after this goes up.
Yeah, we usually have to wait for YouTube to finish formatting.
Yes,
but
they have to do their whole thing and post it. But yes, then you can check it out. But so what's everyone been playing this week? Anything good? Talk video games.
Shadow of the Colossus. I beat Shadow of the Colossus twice in a row. Did my review and then loved it so much I ended up live streaming it for a couple hours yesterday. And man, that game is still so good.
Hey, Avedon Smith dropped the 2 in there. We had him on a few weeks ago, actually. Pretty cool guy. Definitely check out his channel. He's doing some good stuff over there. Thank you though, Avedon, for the $2. Okay, so Shadow Colossus, you like it? I didn't pick it up yet. I want to, but I know I don't have. I have a lot of games I'm playing right now, a lot of indie games, but I have a feeling it will drop in price, much like OJ was kind of talking about on Twitter. I know how a lot of these things go, obviously. It already started as a $40 game. It probably will be a $20 game in a few months, but that is a game I think if you have not played. See, I played it on the PS2 a lot. I think it's worth picking up though if you had that and someone else, Kami in the chat. I think those are 2 games that are definitely worth the money. But you liked it. It looked like there was a few like they added collectibles, right?
So they added some collectible coins for like a big secret item at the end. The biggest thing to me is the audio and visual are heavily remastered. They did all new art assets. So because of it, like you can see individual fibers on his clothes and stuff. But beyond that, the new sound design is actually really, really cool. Like, you know, the god doorman that you're talking to, you actually can hear each of the individual voices because it talks as like these 4 voices overlapping. And hearing it on PlayStation 2 through our old crappy CRT TVs, it sounds like, but like actually getting to hear it through a PS4 sound card, it is really different. So man, it engaged me more than I thought.
Yes. Okay, that's cool. I mean, somebody showed an entire like comparison between them, and I forgot if you really take a PS2 game, blow it up to an HDTV, it looks really, really bad. It's really funny how bad. Because I remember like nostalgia because I remember looking back on the PS2, and that was the most amazing like visual experience ever back then. And now I look at it and I'm like, oh man, that's how I used to play.
This Colossus actual fur. This is the future of PlayStation 2.
I gotta say that game was way ahead of the PS2's power. It was insane what they got out of that. Ready Player 4, I love your channel. You guys have inspired me to start a channel. That's good. I think a lot of people should start channels. Honestly, some people don't even try because they don't think it's worth it in 2018. Everyone should start a channel. It's fun. It's a good time. So check out Ready Player 4.
Do it for fun at the beginning. Just do it for fun, then just see where it goes.
Do it for fun. Don't quit your job and then start a YouTube channel. Quit your job if your YouTube channel goes well. So
at the very least, do it like-minded people. So.
Yes. Evan, actually, you like Shadow of the Colossus a lot, Evan. That was like one of your favorite games next to Zone of the Enders.
Yep. I've watched people streaming the new one. I don't, because I know they had that the 1 remastery. I don't know really what's changed for that one specifically because I never actually played that one. But this one, at least with watching the streams, it was the eel fight, the eel Colossus.
Yeah.
I noticed that the water looked just incredible, how it actually responded to it breaking the surface and everything. But also the HUD is so much better. I hated having that giant pink circle in the corner. And to redo it as like that tiny little dot with the line going off just looks so nice.
They also fixed some of there was like the weird glitches of like trying to get on aggro when he was running, it wouldn't let you. And like sometimes if you fall off a Colossus, it would do a double stumble animation. They fixed all those tiny glitches.
That's good. That's good.
Thank you. Thanks, Rax the Great. Actually, Sean also hit 80K subs. So congratulations to Sean as well. Yes. This is Izu asked if do you guys think Persona could show up on Switch? I do. I think actually, I think so. I don't know if they'd move Persona 5, but they could definitely go get like something like Persona 4 Golden. I mean, that was on the Vita at one point, right? So they could go get a bunch. There's probably other Persona games that are on the 3DS, right? OG, they could bring over something like that.
There's one Persona game on the 3DS. Okay. Persona. Well, there will be 2, and that's just that kind of like the Persona Q series. So that one's coming. Persona Q2 is coming, I think, this year. We'll have to wait and see. So
Shin Megami seems to be more Nintendo's side.
Shin Megami Tensei, it was PlayStation, and then it kind of moved over to Nintendo, and it's pretty much been stuck on 3DS. There's been Shin Megami Tensei games. Now they're just moving straight over to the Switch. So
because they used to have them on the Super Nintendo, and then you're right, they went to like the PlayStation, and then they came
PS2
back.
for a while, PS2 for a while, PS1 and PS2, and then it kind of PS3 was kind of MIA, and then 3DS.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Very good. Very good. What else you guys been playing? We need to talk to Max for Shadow of the Colossus. Anything else you guys been playing? Anything good?
Just been stuck in Dragon Ball Fighters, just trying to learn all the combo strings.
Okay, it seems like I see you popping up in Steam on that a lot. It actually had a pretty good opening week in Japan. We'll see MPD numbers, but it's been selling well, and it did technically jump over Marvel vs. Capcom for EVO, which we'll get to. But what are you thinking, Evan? You're enjoying it to the point where it's worth how many hours you own it now? You've been playing it a lot, haven't you?
Probably like 40 or 50 only.
Okay,
it's mostly just learning and playing. I've tried a couple times online, but there's still seems to be some weird issues occasionally online. Not often, but it does have some pretty good connections. It's just once in a while it'll drop, or you just won't find anyone for 20
I was going to ask how the online was, because that's kind of make or break for a lot of these online like fighting games. Is the online has to be good.
It has a weird matchmaking system, and for some people, it's even been really bad. Like if you're at maybe like a 200K rating, you'll start getting put against 400Ks who are just annihilating you. It's kind of weird, but hopefully it gets sorted out.
Okay. What about you, OJ? You play anything good this week?
I did live stream Dragon Ball FighterZ for the first time, so just played that a little bit. Also been playing Disc Jam.
I've been playing Disc Jam as well.
It's fun. It's fun.
It's good. It's good, but they really need Windjammers come over. I think that's actually a lot better than Disc Jam. If you haven't played it yet, it's actually a really good game.
I played Windjammers a while ago. So,
I like that one a lot.
Yeah. I mean they're not necessarily my favorite types of games. So I mean they're both. I'm kind of just put them both in like, oh yeah, they're both cool. You know.
Man,
Windjammers would be great.
Yeah, Evan and I get lost in Windjammers, man.
I was gonna say they bring Windjammers over, and that's just gonna be the two of you live streaming that all day.
Robert Erickson dropped the 20 secs in the chat. He says he's alive, but too much work and no play. That's kind of what this is really, because that's what the Switch seems to be trying to fix. Because Sean would always post pictures of him or talk about him playing Doom at work instead of working, I guess.
instead of working.
Somebody even sent me a picture of them on the bike at the gym with their Switch.
Wow,
it's kind of funny.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's brave to take it
do
there. That's brave, because I would be worried to get hit with a weight or something.
Yeah.
I used to bring my Switch to the gym and play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on there.
There you go. Yeah. I get worried. I get worried about smashing my phone a lot because it's in my pocket. But
I'm not gonna bring my Switch to the gym.
What have you been playing, Matt? Anything good?
I actually just got sucked right back into Skyrim, and it inspired my wife to play it again on PC and mod the hell out of it. Mm-hmm. She's been playing the most modded version of Skyrim I've ever seen, and I've been playing. I went back to Rabbids Kingdom Battle recently, just to kind of finish that up, 100% that up, because I can't wait for Donkey Kong to come to that. I'm gonna have a lot of fun when he comes out.
That's gonna be really neat. Yeah, I'm curious to see what they'll do with some of the story and stuff around that. Oh, it's fun. And then Sean, what have you been playing, man? I know you've been playing a bunch of stuff, haven't you? Because you got some of your gameplay series coming up too.
I think Sean's frozen.
Did we lose Sean?
He has
left again.
Wait,
Wait, is he back?
Man, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Yes, I'm here.
You froze in the most attentive stance. We thought you were listening.
We thought you were just like
staring at the screen, like staring into our soul, and now he's gone.
Yeah, now he's doing it again.
we were seeing what you've been playing. You were seeing what you've been playing this week, man.
Nope.
Did we lose him again?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's like my new better computer background.
Actually.
Yeah.
Everybody screenshot that. That should be his new Twitter picture.
That's a better pose right there, man.
RGT85. I got that 1985 internet speed.
I picture that's how he looked when he popped in WWII and started playing. Oh man, we'll see what he's been playing when he comes back. He's just frozen now, man. Someone someone's just playing 2K18. Yeah. Oh man. So did you guys want to talk about some of the rumors of the week? Because there's been a lot of rumors. It's been like the week of rumors, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's like all. Go ahead, OJ.
I was gonna say not as bad as what it used to be. Like the rumors, like that.
Yeah. Well, back then we were trying to figure out what the Switch was, and now we know, but it's more like what games are coming to the Switch, who's developing the games, all this stuff now, right? Because we just saw what happened with Metroid, man. That was the internet like lost its mind there for a minute with the concern, I guess, of Bandai Namco, I guess, developing this game next to Nintendo. It was a very interesting like 48 hours, I'd say, because Eurogamer looks into it, and they actually, the new rumor now from Eurogamer that apparently they have, I guess, confirmed with sources is that it's being moved to Bandai Namco Japan now.
Sean's right.
Wow, it's moving to Bandai Namco Japan now. I didn't hear that rumor.
Yeah, they just posted it. It was an update. That's apparently what's happening now. They're moving it to Japan. I guess Singapore. My theory is that Singapore was there to maybe lay the groundwork, work the engine and everything, because the guys there were the guys from Star Wars 1313 is the idea. So I'm thinking they mostly developed the engine. Maybe if it's not running on something like Unreal Engine, maybe their whole plan was to develop the engine, and then maybe it goes over to Japan to, I guess, maybe work closer with Nintendo's internal studio.
Well, did you see who put that today? The rumor that what exactly Star Wars 1313 was going to be and how close it was going to be to actually a Metroid game just with Boba Fett. So it feels to me like they just took that, shoved it in there, and went, "We're done."
How crazy would that be if they kept that kind of the source code for that engine and they work it over?
Legally, they can't. Code is copyrighted. I mean, there was a big lawsuit about that during the Oculus merger. Yep. But even so, if they even take some of the ideas, because it sounds like a huge chunk of the team is coming over. So man, even the concepts on paper being in a Metroid game is crazy.
Sean, what have you been playing, Sean? Now you're back.
Like nothing that I should be playing. I should be playing Mercenary Saga, but I played that game. I need to check it out.
It's actually, if you like Final Fantasy Tactics, it's actually a really good game.
That's what I heard. And I want to check out Disc Jam. I'm still waiting for that to go through. I streamed some Doom the other night. That was fun.
Disc Jam's pretty fun. It's fun, but like I said, I want Windjammers. But OJ was playing Disc Jam too. So did you get it and you just haven't played it yet?
No, I haven't gotten it yet. I'm trying to get a review copy of it, and then
see, I just bought that when I was like, I was buying it.
Sean, once you sign up, because I know you didn't know where to go. Once you sign up for Evolve the PR, it's really good. Once they get you all set and ready, it just takes a little bit of time, but once you get set up, you're good, dude.
All right, cool. Yeah, I just had to sign up for all that, and I never got a confirmation email, so yeah, it was a pain.
It just takes a little bit of time, but then once you get it, they're the best PR team to work with after you're set up and ready. It's super cool to work with PR, with Evolve PR.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Yeah, but we do have what's coming out soon, Sean. I guess we're all going to play together. I actually might film part of that. You could film the other side if you want, because what's coming out? Payday 2.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm getting it. I know you're getting it, Sean. I assume. Probably OJ is getting it in some way.
Probably. Too many people have been telling me to get it. So
yeah. And Evan, how many people can run that? You said it's 4, right?
4-player co-op. Yep.
All right, there we go. We can do some heists and film it. That's the plan. OJ, real quick, some people are asking, they're a little confused in the chat. I saw earlier when I just started mentioning Metroid. Do you want to explain to everybody what happened here with Metroid and let everyone know where they can get some of the backstory and everything as well?
Because there's a lots of stuff going on. Yes. You're talking about
just from the beginning where it all started. If you want to kind of, I know you were definitely on this as well, but I'll let you go ahead and kind of fill everybody in.
So basically, there was a couple rumors a while back that Bandai Namco could be working on Metroid, just because there were just rumors. I think Takahashi Mochizuki from the Wall Street Journal had been talking about how Bandai Namco is working closely with Nintendo. So that's kind of where some of the rumors started with. And then recently, a YouTuber by the name of Doc Trey81 found a LinkedIn profile that talked about a certain producer who worked at DNA from Nintendo's DNA, or the company that's working with Nintendo for their online and mobile games. And he used to work there, and now he's working at Bandai Namco Singapore. And he basically revealed that he's working on an unannounced first-person adventure IP that's pretty much described as Metroid, and then also Ridge Racer 8 as well from Bandai Namco, plus I think like an Ace Combat or whatever, the Ace Combat series that they do. So then that's where that kind of got started. So Trey put out that video. Everyone picked up on that video. Everyone talked about it. And then Eurogamer, a couple days later, said, yes, we've got sources. apparently independent from Doc Trey, saying that yes, Bandai Namco is working on Metroid, and that's pretty much the whole. That's how we got here right now.
Yes, good detective work, good deducing and everything. Everything it would actually went pretty smooth. I was a little surprised. Like, I mean, Nintendo obviously isn't commenting. They don't want to. I wouldn't if I was them, you know. But
no, they're not going to comment on that.
no one internal or anything is going to comment. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Eurogamer got behind it basically and said yes. I mean, that they're a big publication to go on record and say that, because if they're wrong, and people just aren't take them serious anymore. So it's when they kind of went out and said that, it was like, all right, I guess that's the case. And
I do want to add one thing that a lot of people don't understand though with this whole Metroid thing. This is also Tanabe and his crew. So there is a Metroid Prime team, you know, that consists of internal Metroid employees from Nintendo, Tanabe and a few other people. There's like a girl, I forgot what her name is. But if you watch one of the interviews back with Retro Studios, there's a girl that's on the team. There's a few people, and they're the kind of the ideas, and then they're kind of the top management, and they kind of talk with the team. I mean, they did this with Metroid Prime. All the Metroid Prime games were Tanabe and then Retro Studios also working on it. So it's the same thing here. It's Tanabe, his internal team, Nintendo team, and then also Bandai Namco, whoever else they get on top of it. So that's kind of how it's working here.
I saw on once it happened, there were posts all over forums. Everything kind of seemed to converge at Reset Era, and they kind of went through it even further, and they pretty much pointed out that that it looked like, really in this case, I guess Bandai Namco, the team that was working on it, was like reporting everything to Nintendo. Pretty much, they were like, we got to pitch this to them and everything. So it seemed like Nintendo had a pretty obviously firm hand on the tiller there and everything, but it was definitely them kind of pitching ideas and everything too.
Can I put in a little bit of information that I've heard? This isn't necessarily, like I said, anything crazy or anything, but after Metroid Other M, Nintendo was like livid, apparently, from what I've been hearing, like as in like super quality control. People
made fun of that game so much.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing gets by them when it comes to Metroid. You know, with like Smash Brothers, obviously Sora has some leeway, some freedom to not have to go back to Nintendo on things. But with Metroid, it's like anything you want to do, you've got to report in. I mean, same thing with Mercury Steam. Any type of idea that they wanted to put in, they had to go back, you know, and talk to Nintendo first and put it in. And maybe that's the reason why Metroid Samus Returns turned out so like much higher than what Mercury Steam is used to. You know what I'm saying? Depending on what they've developed, the best game Metacritic wise is Castlevania Lords of Shadow from them. Okay. And that was a long time ago. So Nintendo
took that long leash and made it like this really tiny leash, basically.
Super tiny. For Metroid, yes, it's extremely tiny. After Metroid Other M, yes, it's super tiny. Because with Metroid Other M, they weren't like that. They let the Sakamoto guy who originally worked on Metroid, they were gonna kind of do what your thing with Koei Tecmo that developed it, or Team Ninja. Team Ninja. He was like, okay, you can just do whatever, and look what happened, you know, because of that, because the leash wasn't tight enough. So I guess this time they're like, that's not happening. So that's what I've been hearing. Basically.
I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, they gotta make sure their stamps on it, pretty much. But it's pretty interesting that they possibly took the team, or at least some people, probably not the entire team, but some people that did Star Wars 1313. And had them do something with it. I guess it's interesting to hear that it's now shifted to Bandai Namco Japan, if that's correct from Eurogamer.
You know what? And I would think that, like you were saying, it makes sense because I don't think Bandai Namco Singapore has enough developers. I don't think the studio is big enough to make that type of Metroid.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's like their big branch or anything. Maybe, like I said, maybe they're there just to do the groundwork, maybe work with some of the technical aspects. I don't know. It's interesting.
Did you see the director of Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle was actually tweeting people about how he was super happy that it's probably Bandai Namco Japan working on Metroid again, or like a Japanese studio working on Metroid. He was basically like, the Japanese invented Metroid, and while Metroid Prime was made in America, he's like, this is so cool to see it like back being done by a Japanese developer. So he's been singing his praises about it. So if he's on board, it gets me even more on board.
Okay. Yeah. Sean, what do you think about? Oh, by the way, Matt, someone already said you look like the guy from Go Nintendo in the chat.
There you go.
It didn't take long.
We should have sold it on that.
Sean, what do you think? You made a video on this, Sean, the Bandai Namco. What do you think?
I think I want Ridge Racer 8. Like, why is nobody talking about Ridge Racer 8? Ridge Racer is awesome. Ridge Racer rules ass. Like, Metroid's not a surprise. Like, okay, cool. Bandai Namco's making it. Awesome. Move along. We got Ridge Racer 8, baby. I love Ridge Racer.
Dude, Ridge Racer was interesting. That was like, that was kind of just there. And I was like, that's I haven't heard anything about that. That's weird. Eurogamer said that they hadn't confirmed anything with it, but I mean, it's clear as day in that profile. So
yeah, I mean, if the one thing is true, obviously the other thing is true. So, dude, I'm stoked on that, man. I love Ridge Racer.
Yeah, I went F-Zero.
Yeah,
I can live without Ridge Racer for me thinking F-Zero.
Nintendo's like, you guys want F-Zero? How about Ridge Racer?
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys get Ridge Racer like it.
Now, I mean, I'm sure there is actually a pretty good sized cult following, I would say.
For Ridge Racer. Absolutely. Ridge Racer has a hardcore dedicated group that are still playing Ridge Racer 7 on the PS3, like offline and stuff.
Yes. So it'll be cool to see that. I just don't. It's interesting. They're willing to put that in their profile, and we just haven't heard anything about it. Maybe they thought it would have already. I don't know. Maybe they thought it would have already been announced by now. Maybe it's being held off. It's weird.
Probably, or nobody would care, man.
Yeah, people would care. Like, who cares? Put it in there.
Well, I just been hearing a bunch of rumblings that everybody is just already gearing up so hardcore for E3. Everybody's kind of loading the shotgun. So I mean, it's very, very likely that Ridge Racer is going to. Well, you guys have a great night.
That's a whole different market for Bandai to get into.
Oh, Japan.
Oh, Japan. Oh no,
dude! This is as bad as when. Well, actually, no. I guess it was not as bad as when Philip said Tony. Man,
oh god, no,
that went south
crazy. Wow!
Everyone to Twitter, trend that hashtag.
That was an episode of Forensic Files. The Ridge.
Oh,
yeah, and demonetized.
YouTube is going to detect that one word.
Oh man. Oh gosh.
Too much manga, a Dreamcast guy.
I saw that. I said in the chat. People were saying Doctre's in there. Good job, Doctre, on breaking that story. I gotta tell you, I'm sorry. Some people. I did see some videos where people didn't quote you for websites mostly to give you credit. So sorry about that. But good job on breaking the story. Yeah, Chad's right. Stream demonetized. It's over. That's it. No, that's the way it goes, I guess. That's why it's live. It's live. We can't cut it out.
Do it live.
Yeah, we'll do it live. Oh man, now what were we even talking about before that?
Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer, of course.
That title from now on.
Yes. Oh man. So yes, Bandai Namco and Metroid. It's interesting. Eurogamer said it's still in the early stages. I think that means we might not see it this year. I think it's a 2019 game if that's the case. Which means we might not see it at E3 then either. Do you guys think it might just be Pokemon there? Since that is the only one on their balance sheet or their investor reports at 2018.
If they do, I hope they do like they did the last 2 years and have like one main show. Because man, as somebody who's kind of on the fence when it comes to Pokemon in general, I would love to see like a Pokemon land built at E3.
Oh, yeah, that's the great thing is whenever they do these E3 things, they always build and make this awesome looking, setup and everything. That would be really neat to see Pokemon. Maybe they give out like actual like souvenir Pokeballs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. There seems like they could do a lot more with Pokemon than something with Metroid. Metroid will look really cool too, though. Whenever they get that,
they could make a pretty sick alien landscape out of a Metroid.
You're right. Yeah. That'd probably be a really good photo op for all the people going. Since it's still public right now, I think it's just the press getting 3 hours early or something like that. Is what they're doing. But I think it'll go over well. People got really worried when they heard about Bandai Namco doing it, and it's odd. Maybe because I don't know what games are they doing that are really bad. I guess that's what people think of first off when they hear a studio other than Nintendo's doing it. But they did Smash Bros, right, OJ? What else did they do?
They
did
do
anything else?
Smash. They do not. I think that what it comes from is like I would say the bad or not bad, but Dragon Ball Z games. It comes from Naruto games, but they need to understand that like a lot of these games that they do, like Bandai Namco is a big publisher. Like they'll let like CyberConnect 2 do the Naruto games. They let other people do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily internal teams. So anything that Bandai, even like Dragon Ball FighterZ, that's Arc System Works. That's not even.
Oh, someone said Pokken. Pokken in the chat. Pokken, is that?
Yeah, Pokken. They did Pokken. That's the Tekken team that did Pokken. I mean, that's their own team. Their internal team that we have. But Bandai Namco is by no means a bad developer. I'm not sure why people are tripping over Bandai Namco. They're a good developer when they actually make something. They're a good publisher. They pick good partners. So I don't know what the issue is here.
It's interesting because has the Nintendo internal studios had any real, I guess, experience with first person shooters to the degree that maybe Bandai doesn't really do any either. Now I think about it, right? Trying to think of any examles that I can think of.
I can't think. So much of their bread and butter has been action RPGs and fighting games.
Yeah, that's basically their action and their fighting games is basically what they do. But I don't see why it would be a problem, just because like Retro Studios, like what did Retro Studios do before? And they had to create they had to take a 2D side-scrolling platformer action game or whatever you want to call Metroid, Metroidvania, that take that and turn it into a first-person game. Adventure. I don't
think people remember the old AOL message boards when we heard that Retro was going to be doing the Metroid Prime for that. People were like, it's going to be a first-person shooter, and they're taking Metroid and they're taking some studio called Retro.
People freaked out. Freaked out.
I wrote about that in a top 10 a while ago. I have this GamePro issue of GamePro magazine. I still have it, and it's called Nintendo's Dangerous 3. And it was about Wind Waker being such a reinvention, Mario Sunshine being so different thematically, and then, of course, making a first-person shooter out of Metroid. And all three of them in the article, they were like, this is a dangerous gamble. And like they definitely hated on Metroid the most.
A lot of people were really upset about that. So, I mean, I think it's actually a more seamless transition because it's going to be Prime again. I mean, you don't have to it's not like they're taking it and making it into like, I don't know, like a fighting game or something like that or something different. It's going to be a first-person adventure game. So,
okay. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, I think, when we see it. Unfortunately, I don't think we're seeing it probably this year, maybe. I don't know. I mean, you think we'll see it at the end, like in like a late direct, or you think that we'll just see it next year in like the January presser?
I want it this year. I expect it next year.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't. It just sounds like it's just not ready yet. I mean, that's fine.
They're still moving. Since we have rumors that they're moving studios around, I don't expect them to put it out soon. I expect them to take their time with it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just it sounds like they were doing the Samus Returns on the 3DS, and they were like, let's put Metroid Prime in as well because that'll give them something to look forward to. Not typical, I guess, what they've usually done, but hey, I mean, they had us waiting for Breath of the Wild for a while, so occasionally you have to give people something to look forward to. As long as they don't make it like Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm okay.
Don't do that.
Yeah. Final Fantasy VII Remake's the new Kingdom Hearts, man.
Don't get me started on Square Enix.
I mean, Final Fantasy 15 was supposed to be Final Fantasy 13 Versus, and that came out.
I remember that. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, it was supposed to be out forever ago.
I remember getting out of high school and saying, "Hey, man, I can't wait to play Final Fantasy Versus 13." And it's been 8 years since I graduated college, guys. By the way, 8 years since college.
I remember buying Kingdom Hearts 2. It came out a month after the 360 launched, I believe. Kingdom Hearts 2 did on the PS2. I remember buying it, playing through it in like a weekend because I was so excited for it. And then I remember I turned to my friend, I was like, I cannot wait to play the next one, Kingdom Hearts 3, in the next couple of years on the PS3. That's gonna be awesome. And now here we are, 10 years later, more than 10 years later, 12 years later? And we're hoping it comes out, I guess. So
we'll see at E3.
Yeah.
We'll see when apparently there's supposed to be a release date at E3.
Yeah. As I heard about that, that's gonna be interesting. So do you guys? All right, so we talked a bit about Metroid Prime. Is there anything else you guys wanted to weigh in on that before we move on? Okay, we're gonna let's move on to Crash Bandicoot because this was the other rumor. There's 3 different rumors that really took over this Crash Bandicoot, and then we'll talk about Black Ops as well. But Crash Bandicoot. Apparently a merchandising company that's working with Activision, I guess it was one of their managers or managing partner, basically said new Crash Bandicoot's coming next year. And as we already expected, we kind of thought it was a time exclusive anyway, right? Crash Bandicoot, because at first it was like first on PlayStation, and then they got rid of that, and then they're like, oh, it's only on PlayStation for now. And then we all kind of figured, okay, but we kind of figured, all right, maybe they're just going to put it on like the Xbox, right? But it sounds like they might even, according to this guy, they might skip the Xbox. It's a little weird to hear that. But Switch and PC seems to be the what he was saying, and then a new Crash Bandicoot game in 2019, which I think the series has earned at this point with how well this past one sold. But I think the Nintendo community will latch on to Crash like crazy.
I agree with half the commenters on your video when you talked about that as soon as Crash shows up on the Switch, he's confirmed for Smash.
Dude, I put that tweet out today, man. I put that tweet out. They gotta get him in front of the Nintendo headquarters, in front of his car as a level. Man, I love those commercials.
To be honest, Crash Bandicoot and Smash Brothers would actually be pretty cool if they can. I mean, I think it'd be pretty cool, like to have that type of character in Smash Brothers.
They could do a good moveset with him, right? I think they could.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He has so many different things that he's had over the years. Like you can incorporate. The thing about Smash Brothers is that they always incorporate things that character doesn't necessarily use right then and there. You know, they might incorporate stuff that they haven't used in like a couple games and put it into there. So, you know, that would be really cool.
They got Pac-Man in there, man. I mean, come on.
Well, they got to give him that rocket launcher. I hope his forward B is the rocket launcher, the Apple launcher.
Absolutely, man.
And if nothing else, we know they have taunts in Smash, and the best taunt in the world was if you just pulled out that car and sat it right in front.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's I love those commercials. But do you guys think that's pretty much? You guys think that's correct? I mean, I have a feeling it's going to another system. When did it come out, Max, on the PS4? You know this, right?
I guess it came out about 8 months ago. I think
last year.
I think it came out about June or July last year, if I have to go off memory.
Because they're not going to talk about it until that exclusivity deal is up, which I assume is a year. So they'll probably talk. Maybe they'll show it off at E3.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, that kind of falls in line with I guess when that deal is up. To give the PS4 its year of sales and exclusivity, but PC and Switch, it's a little odd that the Xbox isn't mentioned.
Well, but almost all games that are coming to PC are kind of having crossplay. Microsoft's been really big on crossplay, so would there be some conflict with that if it's coming to PC and you can't play it on Xbox?
It would have to. I think it has to go to the Windows Store for that for crossplay. But it doesn't. Microsoft seems to have no problem with their first-party stuff doing that.
Well, Microsoft's trying to make you buy everything off the Windows Store.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Evan doesn't like that, but yeah.
garbage platform.
It's so bad.
It's horrible. I tried it, and I'm just like, I did recore on it. And I'm like, I don't think I'm ever gonna buy this game again.
Yeah, when I was trying to do Sea of Thieves, at one point they were like, "Oh, you have to download the other app to get it to work." I was like, "Why do I have to run 3 apps to run one goddamn?"
By the way, everyone needs to buy Sea of Thieves because we need to go on an adventure in the high seas. Yeah, Sean, you're getting that right, Sean?
I will be getting it. I have not gotten the Games Pass yet.
Yeah, it's Game Pass. Yeah.
I looked at it though the other night, and I was like, "Hey, I kind of want this," and then I got distracted.
What distracted you in your house that you were like, oh?
I had to clean out my kitchen.
That would do it, I guess. Yeah,
that's a good excuse.
Yeah,
life.
Oh man, yeah, Whenever you move over here, you should get it. So we can sail the seas. Oh, what were you saying, Max?
On the top, before we move on from Crash, what has me most interested is not the ports, but the fact that guy specifically said that they're coming out with another Crash Bandicoot. Yes. The fact that they want to make a sequel, so they need to start designing merch for it. So that's crazy to me because I don't know if we're going to get more games that are in that retro style, or if he means that we're going to get Crash Team Racing, because we already heard some like murmurings that team also got the code for Crash Team Racing. So maybe we get Crash Team Racing and Crash Bash as a collection next.
I like the idea of Crash Team Racing. I would play that a lot. I love that game.
Right? Yeah,
that was really good.
That was fun. Really, but what if they're actually designing a brand new Crash game? How would they push that as a $60 game, right? Because we just got a game that might be in the same style, but it's 3 games for $40, right?
Yeah, and so that's my theory is that it's going to be pretty dang short. I have a feeling it's going to be like probably about 80% the length of like Crash Warped, and I bet it's probably going to be a $30 experience because I feel like those games just have to be really consumable, and I feel like the only way to keep that small budget and small price tag is to kind of make it compact.
Yes, yeah, I think you're right. It makes more sense as a $30 game, but what they need to be doing is that, and they need to go get Spyro. Spyro's a big one. They need to be working on Spyro. But I also want to put that out there for everyone because I see this all the time. Anyone who talks about Crash says it cannot go to Nintendo because it's a Sony IP. And I see this all the time. It's an Activision. Activision owns it. Mm-hmm. They'll do whatever they want with it. Also, I don't know why people think that. Well, now I think about it, a lot of people weren't. Now the people online, not everyone was around even during the GameCube days, right? I played Crash on my GameCube a lot. So it was only really on Sony's platform during the PS1.
Yeah, I don't understand the logic of some people, and it's funny because I see a lot of young people saying that who weren't even around back when the PS1 was, and they're like, "Oh, it's like, where'd you hear this from? Your older brother? Like, what are you guys talking about?" Crash.
I actually liked Crash on the GameCube and even the original Xbox. I played it there too, I think, because I thought it was still a good game. It was still old school Crash, but the visuals were much better, and I was like, "This is cool."
I liked the enemy design of those later games, but man, they made Crash look like a meth head.
Well, I mean, he kind of, I guess that's how
I was like, please, Crash, no.
But like something like that. But maybe the character design in this new one you were fine with, right, Max?
Yeah. Well, because it was basically just old school model with fuzzier fur.
Yeah. So if they like bring that up and kind of maybe even use the same, can they do that? Can they use the same engine and just make a whole new game out of it?
That's what I would hope. I mean, the fact that they brought over those unreleased levels and put them in there, that must have taken some extra work. So I'm hoping that they just go, all right, let's keep it cheap. Let's keep the same engine. Let's just make it all control the same and keep making levels.
Yes, I mean, I'd be all for that, man. I kind of want to see how it's going to perform on the PC. I'm a little worried. I get worried about any game that goes to the PC getting buried on Steam, to be honest, at this point, because everything does. It has to be a massive release for it not to. Something like Dragon Ball FighterZ probably, but I am very curious to see how it does on something like the Switch. I feel like a platformer like that is set up to at least sell pretty well on that system. I think a lot of people will. I mean, I'll check it out either way, but I think a lot of people. I'll be curious to honestly see how it plays and everything on the Switch. It was 30 frames per second on the PS4, which was interesting. But I'll be curious to see how it plays now. I think it'll be great to see it as a portable game though.
I think though, from what the developer said, they said they want to retain the original feel in terms of the jumping and all that. So that's the reason why it's 30. They could have done 60, but they just said we want to, kind of. It
was an odd situation because I remember the trailers were 60 frames per second. That threw a lot of people off. It was very weird. I don't know why they did that. Maybe you're right. Maybe in testing they were like, this doesn't feel like Crash. We gotta make it more cinematic. This is Wishbone dropped 10 in, said, do you think Battlefield will be a Vietnam since Call of Duty has already done World War II? They have no choice but to do Vietnam to not overflood that one side of the first-person shooter market and maybe beats Black Ops 4. We will talk about Black Ops 4 soon. But
Battlefield?
I don't know, because Battlefield, there was a new Battlefield coming out this year because they confirmed it on their call. It is happening. But I don't know where they're going to go with it because Battlefield 1 did pretty well.
There are a lot of rumors floating around specifically that it is Battlefield Vietnam. There are a lot of specific rumors. So the rumor going around, and I want to put out here that I actually don't believe these. I think they're interesting, but I don't think they're quite dead on. But the rumor is that they wanted to jump from World War I and then jump over World War II since they realized, like, okay, Call of Duty World War II is going to have that pinned down. So they wanted to jump over it and do Vietnam, the way they can kind of like fit into the caps that Call of Duty isn't going for. So if it's true, that's smart for business. I don't know if I believe it.
Man, one of my favorite, I think actually my favorite one, Battlefield, is the one, Evan, we played this a lot. Bad Company 2,
which I think had a Vietnam DLC.
Yeah, and I was really hoping when I heard Battlefield 3 or Bad Company 3, I started getting really excited, but it seems to be disproven, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah.
Can they tackle Vietnam? What Vietnam war games have there been? Viet Cong, I think. What was another one?
Like 67 or something like that back on the PS2.
Yeah.
Like, Vietnam is't as popular for a ton of games.
The famous one, Shell Shock.
Yeah, you're right.
Whatever the fuck. Yeah, that or 1974, 60. I don't remember, but yeah, that was the most famous Vietnam game.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't seen a ton. We haven't seen a ton of Vietnam games out there. It's always like World War I, or not really World War II has always been the big thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with Battlefield, to be honest. I have no idea. I thought that they would just kind of expand upon like Battlefield World War I, II. I don't know. I thought they just expand upon that, like do more within the Battlefield since it sold so well. So they can just keep on doing the same thing. I mean, that's what I would think.
From what I've read,
forget about the Korean War.
For what I read, the DLC has been performing crazy beyond expectations for Battlefield 1 as well. So I kind of expected that as well of Battlefield 1 too.
So you guys are pretty dead on about Crash Bandicoot. Do we all think it's pretty much going probably to PC and probably to Switch, or do we think it's just one or the other? Do you think it's skipping the Xbox?
I don't know if it's skipping the Xbox, because I remember we heard rumors about Soul Calibur, you know, and it's skipping the Xbox, and then it came to Xbox, and then we don't know if it's coming to Switch. So I don't know if it's going to skip the Xbox. Maybe it's going to come to Switch and PC this year, then the Xbox next year. I mean, maybe it'll be something like that, but I don't know if it's just going to skip it completely, because I mean, if it's done on PS4 and they have the code right there, it's on PC. Why not just throw it out there on the Xbox too?
Yeah, it's very weird why they wouldn't do that. It makes maybe he just didn't. He just wasn't thinking of the X. Maybe he plays PlayStation and Switch or something, and he was like,
I mean, maybe. I just don't know why. I mean, I can understand like Japanese developers, like NIS. There was like nothing for Xbox.
No,
that
there's no point. Yeah,
makes sense, but not for like Xbox is popular here. I mean, Crash would do something. It would do enough to where you'd probably make your money back, because you already got the PS4 and PC.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Crash does fine in America, and that's where Xbox is strongest. So why not? Why not?
I'll be honest. I'd probably double dip 100% honestly, because my review copy was digital. So buying a physical copy, I'd probably either buy it on Switch, on Xbox, or maybe both.
How cool would it be to buy Crash on a cartridge? Although it was on the Game Boy Advance, I guess, but still.
Yeah. That's my question. Is if it does come to Switch, is it going to have a cartridge tax like a lot of other games have had?
Yeah.
That's good. How big is that? How big is that game on the PS4, Max, when you install it? That's
big. It takes a long time. I've reinstalled it 3 times now, because there's times where I get a big review copy and I'm like, oh, I'll delete Crash for a bit. Oh, I'm craving some Crash. Let me reinstall it, and it takes like 12 hours.
Do you have the box near you?
No, it's a digital code. Here, I'll just.
Man, I would say if you have the box, if anybody in the chat has the box, you flip it over, it'll tell you how much hard drive space.
30 gigabytes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It'd be close.
Yeah, 30.
It'd be close. They could.
The assets would be. It wouldn't be 1080p on Switch. It would be. The file size would definitely be smaller. I mean, they could probably do. I mean, if they just reduce it to, if it's 720p or if it's 900p, whatever it is, they can reduce it to 15.
They could also pull like an LA Noire, right, where they make you download some of it.
Yeah, I mean they could. I mean, but they could. I mean, if you look at like Doom, for example, that's like what 45 to 50 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Well, what they could do is way smaller.
What they could do is include the first game on the cartridge and then make you download the next 2.
Well, I think only the third game. The third game is the big one, because it also is where all the hidden maps were, all the DLC maps. So it could be one of the things where 1 and 2 is on the cart, and third you got to install.
I'd be okay with that.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah. I'd be okay with that. I feel like they look at the Switch and know that there's money there, so they're like, let's put it there.
Especially for platform, man. Like the Switch community, when it comes to anything that even smells retro gaming, they dive on it.
Yeah. You see all these indie games, man. I mean that Golf Story, dude, killed it.
Golf Story, which I will die on the hill. Everybody buy Golf Story. It's on sale right now. Buy Golf Story.
That game's like $10 now or something, isn't it?
So good, man.
It's
best
crazy.
indie Switch game, in my opinion.
And they updated it too to fix some of the really bad bugs. So they've updated that as well. And Celeste is doing phenomenal on the Nintendo Switch. Still #1 on the eShop.
Oh, there you go. Dan Miller dropped 5 and said Crash install on the PS4 is 23.36 gigabytes. Is what he said. They could fit that on a cartridge. I think they could definitely split it up. And if they really wanted to, I'm sure they could use the 8 gigabyte card and then make us download something.
Oh.
So.
One thing though, it says that the physical version, what I'm reading here from PlayStation Lifestyle, says the physical version is 30.
Okay.
And then the digital version is 23.42. So
that's interesting.
Not sure what's going on there, but they definitely say that right here. They just say digital version, the physical version is 30, digital version is 23.
It's very possible what happens is they need more space to unpack stuff from the game, and then maybe stuff gets deleted and it leaves 23 or something like that. Okay. It's possible. I'm sure there's patches probably too. I'm sure there's some kind of patch you have to download, so it's probably even larger than that. But that's still just download anyway. Yeah, that'd be cool. I hope Crash goes to as many systems as it can get to. The Switch, the PC, the Xbox, the Vita. I don't care. Put it on everything. Give people a chance to buy it so it can do well. Because I would love to see a AAA Crash game in like 4 years. Go big. 80 boards and everything. Yeah, go for it. So you guys want to jump over to Black Ops 4? Yeah. Talk about that, because this seemed to make the rounds very quickly, man. I don't know what happened this week. Everybody was talking about rumors. Like I don't know. People on Twitter, people were fighting about rumors.
Yeah, I guess. Speaking of fights, before we even started, you see that? Oh god, who's the big guy? Not other than Marcus Sellers. Who's the main guy? Oh god, how am I spacing?
Liam Robertson.
Yeah, you see Liam Robertson calling out Marcus Sellers.
Yeah, they're like battle royal over there, man.
Yeah.
It's going to like a cage match or something over there. It's getting crazy.
I've been having some infighting on Nintendo community this week. It's been it's interesting because I like all the people that are kind of like button heads, you know. So that's
because we're watching from the outside and we're just like, yeah.
There were popcorn.
Yeah, right. I literally like everyone that's been butting heads, and I'm like, yeah, you guys are both great.
Well, I think everybody wants to know who's actually telling the truth or who's knows stuff. And when they start kind of fighting against each other, you start to hear more than you should. Probably stuff from direct messages and things like that. So,
yeah.
I saw that. But either way, Eurogamer, I think they also confirmed it, but they couldn't confirm the Switch version, which seems to be the most up in the air. I think Black Ops 4 makes sense. Max, you were kind of on the other side. You didn't think so much.
I still don't believe it's Black Ops 4. And despite all the evidence coming out, for some reason that still doesn't quite feel right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Black Ops 4 will sell well, so that is a smart decision. But man, from the original like creaks and groans I'd heard coming out of the industry, they were trying to keep it more modern again. They were trying to keep it more around the modern warfare era. And so it's weird that they were trying to be like, nope, Black Ops 4, it's going to be semi-future tech again with robots and uppercutting drone grenades. Yeah.
Well, what if they do Black Ops, but they don't do like future stuff? Is that possible?
Right? Like it was going to be like the boots in the ground, but modern, but not crazy, not Titanfall.
I would hope, but boots in the ground was also originally loosely referenced with Black Ops 2, and Black Ops 2 even had some weird like slow down net waves and stuff. So we'll see if they do it like that. That is the smart medium of like in name it's this, in action it's this. So I hope it's that.
Okay. It makes sense to me though to do Black. I mean that name just makes so much money because it's established.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I don't know. It makes sense. It's safe. It's Activision. They're gonna do the microtransaction stuff, but they're like, we put Black Ops on a box. We're guaranteed 10 to 15 million sales basically.
There's a buddy of mine who has a band here in Dallas that's pretty big called Goodnight Ned, and their lead guitarist is kind of a broy dude. And he's like, bro, the only game I buy is Black Ops.
It's Black Ops.
Black Ops. I'm a gamer again. So guys like that make their billions.
Dude, Black Ops and Madden, dude.
That's all you need. That's a casual gamer's dream right there. That's their every year, Black Ops and Madden, bro. And if you're in Europe, it's FIFA and Black Ops. So that's all you gotta do is just switch around the game. So,
Sean, what do you think about Black Ops, man?
I don't care. I think it's plausible. I mean, obviously, there's going to be a Call of Duty. So I've pretty much, just pick out of the Call of Duty bucket and see, we gonna do futuristic or we're gonna do Black Ops time. I do honestly think it will, whatever version of Call of Duty does come out this year, I do think it will come to the Switch.
Okay.
I mean, it just makes sense from like I expect Madden and Call of Duty, the casual core gamer, whatever the fuck you want to call them. I expect those games to definitely be on the system this year because it's a third party company. Third party companies care about systems that are selling well. Switch stuff is selling well. Makes sense. So
it'll be north of 20 million, I assume, by then, pretty easily.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't. So yeah, I think Call of Duty on Switch, more than likely. If it's Black Ops, that's cool. If it's not, that's cool. I'll pick it up when it's on sale.
I was gonna make that point in a second. Matt, what do you think about this, man? Black Ops.
I mean, it's not for me. I'm not going to be getting it. I don't really like online shooters like that. I'm not that fast. But if Nintendo gets it, that's phenomenal because that means that we're back to a point where third parties are actually going to be supporting Nintendo products again, which is a place that Nintendo hasn't been for quite some time. So I will just appreciate that when that happens.
Okay. What do you think, OJ?
I think Black Ops is definitely, or not, I wouldn't say Black Ops, but just I think Call of Duty is going to come. Whether it's Black Ops or whatever it is, I just think it will because they even supported the Wii U for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like they put two of the games out on there. They put a Call of Duty game on the DS.
I pointed it out. They put it on the Wii when the 360 and PS3 were out.
Yeah, they put it on the. I think like the first one that they had on the Wii, it was made by like 4 people. It was like 4 or 5 people working in a sweatshop. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you should watch. Somebody put the most dramatic scene of Modern Warfare 3 is like a plane getting hit by another plane, and they get cut in half in midair, and of course spin around and explode. And somebody showed that on Wii, and it looks like a Windows 98 screensaver or something. It's so bad.
Yeah, man. So I mean, they put it on there. So I think they're going to do it. It's just a matter, like I said, a lot of the third parties, like with they just wanted to wait a little bit, see how the Switch was going to do. You know, it's doing good, so I think they'll put it out on this one.
So what do you guys think of? What if they didn't put Black Ops 4 that one on there? But what if they took like an older game and remastered it, kind of like they did with Call of Duty 4, something like that, Modern Warfare? Not that one exactly, but what if they took like Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops?
I'd be okay with that one though. If they want to put that one,
yeah, they went with 4. That would.
Well, I think
yes, that's what I want.
It would be super smart if they did something like, bring over Black Ops 2 or 3 and just kind of call it like Black Ops Switch Edition. It'd still sell. It'd be cheaper to make. And that I believe more. Something about Black Ops 4 coming to Switch still seems a little bit super soon. I'm happy if they do, but we'll see if they had time to make
because
it.
if they started development on it, 2.5 years ago, 2 years ago, it's right on the cutoff really of when those Switch dev kits were getting delivered and when after they got their stuff written out and everything. I think they could probably still have made it work, but maybe they were like, it only take us a year to port over, Modern Warfare 2 or something and just make it work. Especially if you take like a 360 game that was running at like, 600p or something, and they go, let's just blast it at 1080p over here and it'll be great. I think a lot of people, do you remember when Infinite Warfare came out and people were buying the special edition just to get Call of Duty 4? That's all they wanted, and they were like, I gotta spend $80, but I gotta spend $80, and then they didn't even take out Infinite Warfare. they just spent $80 for an old 360 game. It was crazy. So I don't know. I feel like people would still do it. People would probably buy that on the Switch just because that's the only way they get Modern Warfare 2.
So these Call of Duty makes people spend, man.
It does. I mean, and honestly, there might be people buying the Switch just for that remastered old version of Call of Duty, but because it's remastered, they probably do new textures and everything, clean it up. They would probably buy into it.
I mean, I'm calling it now. If they do that, if they do make some sort of Call of Duty remaster, no matter what, if they come out with Call of Duty this year on Switch, I'm going to do an in-depth video just reviewing the multiplayer because I'm such an online shooter fanatic. I would love to just do like a deep dive analysis of like, how does the Switch handle a super fast Twitch shooter?
That's what's going to be interesting because this will be after their online launches in September. So who knows by then? Dedicated servers may be up. It's hard to say. But now that I think about it, I actually would rather that because if I want to play the other version, I'll buy that. If not, I'll buy the Switch version. That's probably honestly a better Call of Duty game. I don't know. Modern Warfare 2 was awesome. I like that game. But I don't know. It's hard to say. It'll be interesting. I guess we'll get some kind of. When did they reveal WW2 to us? Was that? Was that in like April or May or?
No, it was later than that.
Was it? It wasn't.
Don't they always reveal it? They usually reveal it. This is not just this last one.
It's like ahead of E3,
right? Like the NBA playoffs. Like that's usually when they announce it. It was like right around the time of the NBA playoffs. That's when they do it.
Okay.
So I don't know what the last one was though, but that's usually when like
they revealed
first exclusive of Call of Duty NBA playoffs.
They revealed it the last week of April 2017.
That's right. NBA playoffs. Yep.
That's their crowd right there. I mean, people who are like, oh yeah, Call of Duty, I buy that once a year. But I would like the idea of that, honestly. The Switch getting a different one that's like if they can't bring over Black Ops, do that. Do something different.
They did that with the Vita. They had the Call of Duty just for Vita.
Yeah, I mean, people are saying it can't handle it. Again, OJ made the point. They put it on the DS. They don't care. They'll put it on anything. They'll put it on your old Nokia cell phone,
Shovelware will get shoveled.
Yeah, they don't care. They'll make it work.
Honestly, they'll make it work.
Yeah, people made fun of the Vita one, but it was still technically a 3D, first-person shooter on much more, I guess, less powerful hardware with the Vita. So, interesting nonetheless. We'll hear about it in a couple months, I assume, at some point. I would hope we'd hear about it ahead of E3, and then they really give us the big reveal at E3.
I think it'll be before E3. That's what I would think it would be before.
Just to give us the idea. All right, this is the title. Come see us at E3. We'll do the full gameplay thing. Last year actually they did a live stream just for Call of Duty. I remember that because I actually streamed it. It was just WW2. Yeah.
Yep.
Because they had people on stage and everything. You remember that?
They had the voice actors. They had the voice actors on stage. It was kind of boring, but I mean, it was there for people who like that type of stuff. It was cool. Yeah. Like they were going to like the actual battle sites or whatever. They're looking at the equipment and test firing and or whatever it was, getting the sound. You know, it's cool behind the scenes stuff, but I just wasn't interested. But it was cool to see that though. You know, for people who like it.
Okay, so let's. Everyone saw the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of gifs of it, and I heard the song, so I can combine it in my brain.
Was the sub Japanese voice one the only one? Because that's the one I saw.
No, there's an English. There was English and there was Japanese. Just
watch the Japanese one because watching the Toy Story characters in extremely dramatic Japanese voices was amazing.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's the same idea, like the same contents. There, it's just like OJ said, it's just different voices and everything. Sean, did you get a chance to see it?
I did not.
Okay, they revealed it. I was asking because they technically revealed. I guess the big thing was the new world, even though we kind of already knew about it. I thought anyway.
It got leaked.
Yeah, it got leaked. People were questioning that. You remember that? People were like zooming in to like pixel perfect, like checking all that. It was crazy. I gotta say though, the Kingdom Hearts community, man, you cannot put one over on them. They are on you. Yeah, they are on you with that. But
that's because you have to be a mathematician to actually understand Kingdom Hearts.
It's gotten a little off the rails now. You're absolutely right.
You've got to be a historian and a mathematician to understand exactly what's going on with everything.
But Monsters Inc. Is going to be the new world they showed, right? They showed that. They showed like some Tangled stuff. I thought we already knew about that too, though. It might have been a leak. I don't know. But at this point, I don't even know what was a leak and what was real anymore with that. But
it's been 10 years.
We know Monsters Inc. is added. I don't really know if I like Sora's new look. Yeah, it's just me.
I don't like. I love Goofy though. Goofy looks like Jar Jar Binks with his weird eye stalks.
Yeah. I did like the new world. I think it's gonna be interesting. It's a little creative, I guess. But people are asking for all kinds of other worlds now. I still think my most really at this point anticipated world is Toy Story. I think that's gonna be really cool. But what did you guys think about the trailer? Any thoughts or anything to weigh in on that?
It looks great. Like I'm not a big Kingdom Hearts fan, but I've played all the Kingdom Hearts games. I've played every single one of them. I've only beaten 1 and 2 though. I haven't beaten. And Dream Drop Distance. I've beaten Dream Drop Distance as well. So the 3DS game. So I'm not a huge fan, but I do like the games, and I thought it looked amazing.
I'm working on a big secret video for. It's not going to be ready for a couple weeks, but I'm literally beating all of them right now, and so it was interesting. It's one of these where I like the series. It's an interesting series, and watching that trailer, it looks like they're basically rewarding the people who beat every game, because I definitely saw homages to like, oh, did you beat Dream Drop Distance? Okay, here's a character from that. Oh, did you do 356 in 2 days and whatever weird arithmetic title? There's a character from that.
Yeah. Did you? Oh, you picked it up. Oh, you picked it up on the PS4 after I told you about that?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Did you get a good deal on it at least?
I think I paid $9.
That's right. There you go. Good stuff.
Absolutely,
OJ, I think Sean Sweeney's in the chat.
Sean Sweeney. Shout out to Sean Sweeney. What's up, man?
Dropped 2 and said, good thing I'm both an astronaut to get Kingdom Hearts 3.
It's my Sean Sweeney has a really cool job. I mean, I know but he has a really cool job with the I think he works for like, I forgot what it was, but I always make fun because his job is really cool and he's like really smart. So I always say like he's like astronaut, he's a scientist, he's a, I make jokes. I tell my family about him all the time now. He has different jobs.
I felt like his job was hanging out in our Discord and talking to us.
I've noticed something. When you get to have better and better jobs, you end up having more of like a desk job to where you could kind of do what you want and they just go get your work done. I've noticed that a lot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot more trust as you get closer to the top. I will say that. So, Super Gaming dropped 5 in. Said, I love the new looks for everyone. I think the only one I want now is some kind of Star Wars or Marvel Wars. Yeah. Everyone wants either Marvel World or Star Wars World. That's the way it is because they own them now. So they're like, let's do this. Let's get them in an Avengers world. I don't know if they want to go there because they're doing an Avengers game right now. Yeah. But Star Wars, man, come on. Everybody wants that.
I want to see Goofy become Wolverine and be like, "Hey, bub, we're gonna dice you up." Like, no, God, this is awful. We're gonna cleave you in two.
I'm telling you, I just Star Wars is so easy, man. That seems like that'd be perfect. Can you imagine like Mickey having like a lightsaber?
Well, yeah, especially because when we saw those character models from Disney Infinity and stuff, it looked so ready to drag and drop,
Yeah.
It's It's gonna be fun. I mean, I don't think they're done. I think there's still probably some other world. Maybe I don't think they're done because they're gonna show something at E3. I think.
No, they're not. They're not done yet. They've got more. I think they've got some more to show. They said that they were 90% done with the beginning worlds, 60% done with the second worlds, and they didn't talk about the hard worlds or the last part of the world. So yeah, they still got more to show.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to see. They cannot save like some like lackluster world. They have to save something big. I think for E3. I think E3 we will get that release date. I do think it's still 2018. By the way, there's a lot of people who keep joking, "Oh, it's not coming out in 2018." I think it is because I think they're following some kind of schedule right now because I think Final Fantasy VII Remake is waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 to come out.
Dude, it's gonna drop 2018 until Tetsuya Nomura gets like a idea. He's like, I got an idea, and then it's gonna get delayed. Everything's gonna be on track until he gets an idea. He's amazing. He's amazing, but Jesus, when this guy directs games, he's just all over the place. He's
like the guy that walks in and just erases everything on the whiteboard and starts all over.
He's like a mad scientist. Like he try to make like Kingdom Hearts. It was gonna be like a musical. Final Fantasy was gonna be a musical at one point. I mean, this dude's insane. I mean, like I said, I love him. He's a AAA god tier character designer. The Torna blades, all like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. That was his designs. They look amazing. Jin and Malos and all those guys. He did all that. But when he directs a game, this guy, he's off the rails. In a good, it can be good and bad. Obviously, you see all the cool stuff with the Kingdom Hearts. It looks great. That's part of his craziness. But then the timing, when does it actually come out? You know, schedules, budgets. That's where he kind of goes Kojima on people. You know what I'm saying? It goes just balloons. You know, so that's the only thing I'm a little.
Oh man!
But like I said, I love Nomura. He's great. He's a great developer.
Yeah.
Okay, so Disney bought Fox, right?
Yeah, that's how they got because they wanted. I think they wanted the X-Men, right?
So can we get like Firefly World now?
Yeah.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer World now?
Might be too late for all that.
just have her show for like, I just want you to know that I'm also here. Thanks, Buffy.
Buffy just rips through a door. He goes through one of the sets and just goes through another door. That's it.
Don't let Nomura watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He's gonna say,
"Oh, dude,
see, that's it's gonna get delayed to add Fox Worlds."
Dude, do you guys see the chat, the Simpsons world?
Yeah, there we go.
That would be fun.
X-Files world. Y'all are reading my mind. That'd be too good.
Man. They could do a lot of stuff, honestly, with that if they really wanted to. Man. There's so many possibilities. Disney just is trying to own everything. They're just trying to own the world, basically. NX Revolution with 5 said, "Hey guys, did you already talk about Crash? If you did, what are your thoughts? Just got here. We do think Crash is coming to systems other than the PS4, probably around we think June or July, and that's exclusivity's up. And we think it's still going to the Xbox. Seems weird that they left that out, but we think it'll do really well probably on Switch. Xbox, we think it'll do well there. PC, we're not sure, but we like it. We think it's going to show up on other systems, basically. So, yes. And then we're hoping that we do get a brand new Crash in 2019, like you said, that's probably a spin-off of what they did now, just maybe $30 is what we're thinking. Otherwise, that have to be like a 2020 or 2021 game, right? And then we're getting the PS5 territory. Okay, yeah, let's Sean, I haven't asked Sean, are you a Kingdom Hearts fan?
I've played a couple, but
okay.
I don't really care for it. Like,
no?
I'm not gonna buy it or anything.
Okay. I didn't know if that was a game that got you excited at all.
No.
Okay, that's fine. What about Final Fantasy VII Remake? Because we had to talk about that. That's with Square as well. We heard OJ. You talked about this a bit, right? They redesigned Cloud's entire character.
Yeah, it made me mad.
Because they didn't let people take pictures.
They didn't let people take pictures. They're redesigning characters. They're showing exclusive stuff to people at an expo. It's like, what about your fans that have been waiting for this game? I don't know. It just irked me that that's the route that they're going to take with, and then say no, nobody can see it, but these people that are here. I mean, that's just. What if Nintendo did that with like Xenoblade Chronicles X back when we were waiting for that? Would that not like irk you if that's a game that you're highly anticipated for, and then Nintendo says, "Oh, you can only see it here." Like at this expo through there, and nobody can look at it. Nobody else can look at it, even though you've been waiting for years for this game. So I mean, that's the only thing that I was a little bit upset with. But if they want to redesign characters and do what they want to do, let them do it. But this game's confusing because they said it was going to be it's going to be split into 3 different parts, but then each part is going to be a full game experience. So like there's red flags that are just going up all over the place with this game. So I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know, man. Like that didn't make, like when they said that, like I was just a little worried about that, but we'll see.
Are you guys, let me ask you this. Do you guys think that Final Fantasy VII Remake is a PS4 game, or do you think it will fall to the PS5?
I heard you say that on Twitter.
I'm getting worried here.
I think we're probably going to get, because it's a trilogy, I think we're going to get game number 1, hopefully within the next year. We're going to get game number 2 probably at the end of the PlayStation 4's life cycle, and then number 3 at the beginning of the PlayStation 5's life cycle, and then like later it comes out as a trilogy altogether on the PS5.
I mean, the PS5 has to be backwards compatible then, right?
We'd hope. I mean, that my theory is that the PlayStation 5 is going to be super backwards compatible. My theory is that the PlayStation 5 is going to be able to play everything digitally just to try and get every penny they possibly can.
Okay. I think they'll even do like PS2 and stuff on it, like straight up,
and PS1 and everything. Like my theory from everything I've like read is that they want the PlayStation 5 to be a media box with a disc tray, so you can put in PlayStation 5 games, but everything else you could buy somewhere else.
So like the PlayStation Now type of deal, just basically.
Yeah. So like for a PlayStation Now player, definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. I'm concerned about this game because it seems like it's taking a long time to do anything. I think it's going to miss E3 again this year.
It might, man.
I'm worried, man. It might miss it.
They need to just stealth drop a demo. 100%. I will die on that hill. We need a Final Fantasy VII Remake demo just to remind us that it even is real. I feel like so many of the fans that were excited for it all those years ago when we got the original teaser trailer have forgotten about it at this point.
I think because they even showed us gameplay. People forget that they technically showed us like battle gameplay.
Yes. They did. Yeah. They showed us gameplay. They showed us gameplay of the game. It looked kind of good from the gameplay.
And if you actually analyze it frame by frame, like a total loser I am, you'll actually notice that the gameplay they showed was definitely 2 different builds of the game. Some of the bars are different and stuff. So clearly they were working. Even when they showed us that gameplay, they were clearly working on like 2 different modes of combat.
To be honest, I think they honestly should have done this last generation. I just feel that this Final Fantasy VII Remake should have came to the PS. That should have been something that just should have been PS3. You know, I think not that it should be released on PS3 now. I'm just saying that they should have done it, you know, back then. Like, waited so long to make a Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's just my opinion.
Logan dropped 5 and said a little off topic, but do you think Monolith will not Monolith Soft will show something of their new IP at E3 this year? Also, Kingdom Hearts 3, Simpsons World, or Bust. Yeah, I'd like to see Simpsons. That would probably, honestly, turn the internet upside down if they showed that at E3. But
Ham's meme in there.
Yeah, what do you think, OJ, about Monolith Soft showing a new IP at E3?
There, you know, maybe we'll get a tease. Maybe we'll get a little tease of it. But I mean, I'd say 50-50 at this point, you know, because we still have the DLC pack too. So, you know,
we cannot see Monolith Soft's new IP before we see Retro Studios work, can we?
Retro Studios makes one game every 10 years. So I mean, it's very possible that happens actually. And I'm not really exaggerating too much when I say that. Retro Studios, their last game was Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and then before that, their last new game was Metroid Prime 3.
Wow,
so it's been going actually 11 years. They've had 2 games in 11 years, new games. And they did the Metroid Prime trilogy, which they did do that. They didn't outsource that. So, but those are old games that they just put together. So they've had 2 games in 11 years so far. So.
Yeah, it seems like Monolith Soft is working hard right now on. They even put out a new patch, I think, that's coming out soon, right? For
next week.
Yeah, next week. So they're on top of it right now, and they got to do the DLC. I think they're pretty busy. I mean, we heard about how small I guess the team was that worked on Xenoblade in the first place.
Less than half of their staffers. They had more staff on other projects than actually people working on Xenoblade 2, which is incredible.
Yeah, they moved them over to Zelda. Like a lot of them moved over that. Yeah, right. Breath of the Wild. Yeah,
they were finishing Breath of the Wild, and the rest of them did that. I mean, it was good, lucky for them that they had the engine already done, so they were able to afford it to do that type of ability. You know, to do that.
It was crazy, but I hope we see retro stuff at E3. That's the hope, right? That's the platform for them, right?
Maybe. They're the greatest studio ever with 2 games in 11 years. So
I can't believe it, man. This is crazy.
I think if they show up at E3 and they just like put Retro's logo on the screen, people are gonna lose their minds like they did when Metroid 4 Prime 4 showed up.
People like it's almost like the hype now for this game is so high. I don't know if do you think they're even gonna be able to deliver technically, or I think people will be disappointed no matter what, just because the hype is like through the roof right now for Retro.
People are always.
I want to make one. They made Donkey Kong Country Returns too. Sorry, I forgot to put that one in there. Returns on the Wii as well. Yeah, so 3 games.
What do you,
I feel
what do you think?
I feel like it'll hit people like me, people who are not following the hype at all. It'll just be a pleasant surprise of whatever the hell they make. Like. I hear their name come up all the time, but since I don't actually read any of the articles, to me, it's like, oh, some people are making something, and apparently it's going to be great. And whenever it shows up, even if it's not great, I'm not going to exactly die of a broken heart.
I'm going to tell you, dude, people are like hyping Retro's announcement up to like no end right now. Like people are really, really excited for whatever they're working on.
So Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze 2, baby. It's coming this year.
It is
standard.
Yeah, it is one of Nintendo's better studios, so people are like, all about that right now. See what they're working on.
Too, man. I'm telling you, it's coming.
Dude, if they show up with Donkey Kong, people are not going to be happy.
I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna troll everyone with that one. I'll be like, "Yep, Donkey Kong, let's go, baby."
Dude, they're gonna be so mad. I would like to see them do something a little different. Maybe a horror game. I don't know, something a little different. I'm trying to think of anything else that they could do that's not on the Switch right now, or that we've thought about on the Switch, but like a different genre.
They could do first-person shooter. I mean, maybe they try their hand at like a first-person like action RPG.
Horror. I feel like the first person to make a die-hard, real good horror game, like a new, unique horror game on Switch, is going to sell like crazy. People are hungry for it.
They still have that Eternal Darkness trademark.
There you go.
Hey man, I'm just saying. You got Retro Spheres, Eternal Darkness over here.
Absolutely.
Put them together, right?
Another Fatal Frame one where you actually got to like use the Joy-Cons to like actually reload the camera.
Oh man, that would be. They got some cool things they could do there.
They have that camera Labo coming out. Put that with a Fatal Frame.
Did you guys see that? The Labo can act like an infrared camera, and you can see a picture of yourself on like the Switch screen.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. That is crazy. Like that, the Joy-Cons are becoming like seriously just the weirdest, like most technical pieces of like, I guess, controller that we've ever seen here. It's very weird. Like, I'm curious what else it can do, because it's getting a little worrying here with these things. Sean, did you see that people were talking about how they got refunds for their WWE 2K18?
I saw a couple.
I can't refund mine. I got to stay to the end. I got to go down with the ship, man.
I mean, I'm more about the movement. I knew what I was getting into, but I want to be the voice of the movement. Like, I would love to have the time to like actually like go through the avenues to get my refund, but I know it's not plausible. I just feel bad for like people who actually spent, because obviously doing a review on the game, I knew that I would recoup something from my investment, so no big deal. But like people who just literally bought the game to play the game, like they're the ones I feel bad for. Fuck me, I don't care about me. I feel bad about them. So
we'll come back to real quick. Milo Creek, I know I missed this. Said, what about a Donkey Kong third-person platformer? Are you thinking more of like Donkey Kong 64? Is that what we're thinking?
He means a 3D platformer.
Oh yeah, like something like I guess like Donkey Kong 64, maybe like a Mario Odyssey mixed with like Donkey Kong. I mean, they could probably do that. I just don't know if we want Retro doing another Donkey Kong game. I don't know. I think they've kind of proven themselves there, and maybe I would like to see Retro just do something they want to do. Just like Nintendo should be like, listen, you guys, I think have knocked it out of the park enough. Go do something you want. Just something like that. And they bring designs to them, and then they go, okay, go and do it.
Absolutely. But Nintendo's had a history of not letting Retro do any of their original projects. And
I mean, they give them good IPs to work with, right? They give them Metroid, they give them Donkey Kong. These are IPs that people know and they want to buy.
It's just, they haven't really done anything else in the past 20 years now. It's been Donkey Kong and it's been Retro, or it's been Donkey Kong and it's been Metroid since 2000, since 2001, 2002. That's all they've done since in that time period is 2 franchises. So
we'll see. That's why I'd like to see them break the mold and let them do something cool and something brand new.
They have done some outsourcing work that they helped out, like on Mario Kart 7. Like they did stuff behind the scenes, so they have helped out on other things here and there, though. So,
okay. So real quick, Sean, we're talking about WWE. I have to keep mine because I have to hope that someday a patch comes out. But if it doesn't, I I need to at least have it so I remember.
Hope springs eternal, John.
Yeah, it's just it's such a shit show. It's just so, and Blind Squirrel just ignores people.
Yeah.
So I like seeing people, fighting.
Did they block you
trying
yet?
and clawing because.
Did they
No, I
block
don't
you?
think so.
No? All right. I was starting to get worried. I'm like, the day I log on to Twitter and Blind Squirrel blocks me is the day I know it's over. That's it.
Honestly, I wouldn't give a fuck if they did. Join the crew of people who have blocked me. Like
That's what I was like, blocking Sean is a rite of passage.
Do it at least twice a day.
I was about to block you, Sean. I don't know why, but I was like, maybe Sean. You know what? No,
I wake up, I look at all my comments. I'm like, oh, have I blocked Sean? Let me just go ahead and take care of that real quick.
Oh, they do. They do follow me. Probably because we were messaging in the direct messages back and forth. I was trying to get something back from them.
You guys know why the game's not good though, WWE, right?
What? Because WWE pushed it out.
No, because they're blind.
That's a slam dunk.
Big slapper.
Yo, you know who followed me the other day that like caught me off guard? Is who do you call it? Greg Miller.
Oh, really?
That caught me off guard big time. I was like, what? Okay. It was odd. I don't know. I don't know why he followed me. But
You'd be amazed at the amount of people who pay attention to you that you wouldn't think would pay attention to you.
that makes sense. Yeah, just randomly. Yeah.
I feel weird when I get blocked by people, like, because I don't get blocked very often. But occasionally, I'll like try and look up some industry person.
You know who blocked me?
Who?
The guy who I always forget this guy's name. The guy who Platinum Studios
Hideki.
Yes, he
Kamiya.
blocked me.
That's funny.
He blocked me years ago.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that was also a rite of passage being blocked by Kamiya.
You know why? Because I quoted him at one point because he said something to me, my quote, and I'm like, that wasn't me. Like he was like, oh, thanks at Spawnwave or something, and it was someone else's quote below that, and I was like, that's not my quote. And then after I quoted him, he blocked me instantly. So
yeah, he blocked me too. But I asked my friend Blandrew to ask him to unblock me, and like surprisingly, he didn't block Blandrew. He said, okay. He actually said, okay, I'll unblock you. And I was like, what? So I got unblocked, but I don't even know why I got blocked. I just got blocked. I don't know what I did, but I got blocked, but I got unblocked. So I guess I'm happy.
I got blocked. What was that? Ahmed Zion or whatever, the guy who does all the big industry numbers. He like tracks like everything Tencent does. He's like a big Chinese. He's like a guy who tracks like the Chinese game market, like in the billions of dollars. Super interesting guy. And I'm blocked by him. And it's like, what the hell did I possibly... I consider myself a very positive guy. How did I piss you off?
I got blocked by him too. I was like, man, I liked his numbers.
I know. I was following him. I was like, what the hell?
So there you go. There you go. Greg Miller, I know you follow me. If you're out there, you're more than welcome to come on the SpawnCast.
I'll be honest with you. I've always wanted to talk to Greg Miller.
I watch Kind of Funny occasionally. It's all right.
well blocked. The first 20 minutes of every 4-hour episode is great.
I watched. I liked it when it's probably an unpopular opinion. I liked it when Colin Moriarty was on there.
Yes, same. It was good to have a contrarian.
That's exactly why they clashed more. Then I thought it was more interesting. I just thought it was more entertaining. You know, you got to have somebody who's like going against the grain. I was fine with that. People just don't like him
because he's wrong all the time. Because he's always.
I'm fine with that, but he's like the bad guy on Twitter half the time I see.
Yeah, well, I feel like I disagree with him a lot, but I feel like he's extremely well spoken. So it's like I almost like a well spoken bad guy. You know,
he's a bit hypocritical though.
Yeah, I've definitely read stuff about him that's pretty bad.
Yeah. Like, and I don't even give a shit what you're hypocritical about. Just don't be hypocritical. Like, if you say something like fucked in the head and you're gonna stick by that, then stick by it. You know, whatever. Like, I don't care. You say whatever, do whatever you want. But
he also does some stuff that's kind of morally bankrupt. Like I was reading about the fact that he was working for Sony. He was basically doing like editorial work for Sony while he was also the head of Sony reviews for IGN. It's like. How is that even legal? Like, how are you reviewing Sony games while you work for Sony? Like, Is that not a problem?
Seems like conflict of interest. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. It's like
that's standard practice, guys. You guys are being absolutely ridiculous. Stop it.
Okay, we gotta look up my high horse real quick.
What are all these people in the chat are saying? Hit the like button. There's 1,100 people watching. There's 427 likes. I think people are saying we're on trending as well, so that's cool. But we couldn't. There's no way we could get 800 likes. It's impossible. Stop trying to instigate in the chat, people. Look at the people using all caps and everything. 5 exclamation points.
Oh, I have a topic.
What's that? Okay, what's the topic, man? Go for it. We're just kind of shooting right.
I got a fan of the show sent me PUBG.
No, here we go.
Oh, yeah,
here we go. All right, go ahead.
No. I'm seriously, as a guy, like, I want to know, like, review style thoughts. What do you got?
All right, so I downloaded the game, and then I create a little character, and then I noticed I'm playing on an Xbox One S. So I noticed how choppy it was, like at first. And little, I was like, an airplane happened.
He's playing PUBG.
B, I'm like, can I escape? Can I get off? Can I get off now? Can I get off?
There's PUBG in over there.
Now I only let 12 games. I played about 12 or 13 games. 3 of the times I got just kicked out to the Xbox One menu, like in the middle of a fucking match. The frame rate is atrocious. Like the core concept, I see it. I understand it. I understand that it's sort of, even not even comparing it to Fortnite. I do like the fact that there's like realistic guns. I like the fact that there's vehicles. I like the fact there's a lot of things that I think could be potentially good, but the game just doesn't work. It doesn't,
which is fair. And that's all I ever wanted. I really respect that. I like that you gave it a shot. I feel like you actually see what's good about it. It's still broken as hell, but I'm glad that you were able to be like, cool.
Yes, if I would have bought it, I would have been pissed. But since someone was kind enough to give it to me, I was like, okay, I'll at least try it out. And like, it's not like I suck at the game. I actually think I'm better at PUBG than I am at Fortnite as far as like killing people and stuff and whatnot. Like, I feel like the gun mechanics are a little bit sharper, and I like, you can get the attachments and shit like that, and it makes the gunplay, pretty decent, honestly. But it's just like if I reviewed it, I would give it like a 4 or like a 5. Like how people manage to give the game a 10 just blows my mind.
Yeah, when I reviewed it,
nomination.
I gave it a 6 when I reviewed it.
Man, I was trying to do a PUBG skit, but I couldn't find a filter in Adobe that would remove all textures.
Yeah.
Yeah, like dude, sometimes I'm like, is this an early 360 game? Like what am I doing here?
My strategy in that game, and this is not a joke, is to skydive down and then literally sit there for sometimes 45 seconds while the world loads around me so I can start looking for guns. You literally have to sit there while the game's like makes you go Nintendo 64, GameCube, like
Evan,
catches up.
Does it run better on your 1060?
Barely. It's a programming issue at its core, and like I saw Sean tweet about it. Like I said, in the hands of a better company, this would have been an awesome game. And it kind of sucks that this sort of revolution in a style of gameplay for online competitive multiplayer, it comes out and with these people who are just like, hey, let's get some twigs and some glue and we'll make a game. And it's like, I don't want to play this.
What do you guys think about Red Dead possibly getting a battle royale mode? Do you think that's going to hurt them bad?
No, it's good.
It should be good if they do it right.
If they do it right,
do you think it'll hurt the PUBG team? Do you think they'll lose players from that?
Such different audiences. Well, if anything, right now, their biggest fear right now is Fortnite stealing all the numbers.
Dude, Fortnite's killing it. I know they shut down Paragon to probably bring the team to Fortnite, but they're releasing like a 60 frames per second patch on the PS4 Pro now. So think about it that way. If you have like a PS4 Pro, I guess an Xbox One X, you get 60 frames per second mode, whereas Sean was just describing PUBG's performance. So there you go, Sean. Fortnite's free and it's 60 frames per second.
Like I got Fortnite on the PS4 and the Xbox One, and I play it on there. And I've always thought it was a very solid game, much better than PUBG. And I mean, from a technical standpoint, it's leagues better.
I got a question though with Fortnite. How do they make money off of Fortnite? Because it's free.
microtransactions.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
And you can still buy the single player, right?
Yeah, there is a full version you can purchase.
Yeah, basically. So I'm somebody who spent a lot of money in Fortnite, like just buying stuff here and there. You can buy skins, and they do kind of the Overwatch thing, which is like skins are very seasonal. You buy specific skins, but if you win matches, you get victory bucks. But if you want, you can just buy the outfit. So all the best players typically will be wearing like knights in shining armor kind of outfits. So you kind of end up like by social pressure, you want to spend $1 or $2, and they're making it.
You know what? This is interesting. I brought this up in my video today. So if you didn't see that, everyone chat can go watch that. But I brought this up that we usually think of the casual market as the people who put a lot of money into microtransactions. I kind of thought about, after somebody left a comment, what if you also have the hardcore scene also spending a lot of money because they feel that pressure you're talking about, Max, to try to look like their friends when they cannot get this one item in these loot boxes. They keep dumping money in to try to get it.
I mean, I'm sure that's it. I mean, I play a lot of Fortnite. And it's the main game I play with all my different friends. I have like 5 different groups of friends, and all of them play Fortnite. So that's the way we all like get together and hang out when we can't get together. So if they're all dressed cool and they all have like the cool hang gliders, I'm gonna want a cool hang glider.
I mean, OJ, you talked about this one of your videos. I saw Sean just typed in the chat. There's like these rumblings of Fortnite possibly on the Switch, right?
Yeah. That's another thing. Once Doc Trey also found as well, LinkedIn searches, things like that. And then recently, one of the developers behind Fortnite was like, "Yeah, we definitely want to do that, or we'd look into it." So it looks like that could be a possibility.
Who makes it? Is that Epic that makes that?
Epic,
Am I thinking right?
Epic, yeah. Fortnite.
Yeah, so it's on Unreal and everything, right?
Yeah, Unreal.
Yeah, there you go. All right, that could work.
I follow all the developers on Twitter now because they're just such interesting dudes, and they're so happy. Like they never expected it to take off to this degree, so they are just the nicest dudes.
That would be interesting to see a game like that on the Switch, actually.
Yeah, I think it would do very well.
Like
and fucking imagine if they were like, here's some Mario skins and Samus skins to download. It'd be like,
so the single player mode is finally been refined to the point in which a lot better, but it's just basically tower defense survival. As soon as they talked about it on Switch, I immediately thought of a Goomba mode of literally where you're having to build towers and stuff, but you're actually fighting off Goombas instead of zombies and stuff like that. It's with that cartoonish art style, it would literally fit perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, Sean. Somebody made this point in the chat. Whoever gets raided is probably gonna hit pretty hard. So why don't you come up with somebody that you know of in your circle?
All right.
That we can rate. I mean, I should let you know now before like a minute before we end.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I feel like warn them, be like, "Hi, I see you're live. Continue to stay live for a while."
People were like, we're rating. People like come in and like we're rating, right? We're rating somebody. That's happening, right? they're like making like blueprints and plans and stuff in the chat. No, I think Fortnite makes a lot of sense for the Switch, just because I mean the visual style is like cartoony and everything, right? Like kind of has that bright and kind of colorful art style and everything, which obviously takes well for the Switch with what's on there. Although Doom has sold well, so I'll give it that. But I think it just lines up really well. Look at somebody saying Skate in the chat, man. I want Skate to come back. Skate needs to come back. Sorry. Yeah, so we'll see. I think Fortnite does make sense. We had that Chance right on Twitter do the same thing. That exploded, man. Jeez. You get like a celebrity person to say anything about the Switch, it blows up.
Yeah.
So
Game Over Jesse's streaming too, so that's another one that we could.
Oh, okay, cool.
I had a real small one.
Oh, okay. Who's really small?
I guess.
Well, don't tell us yet. I don't want anyone to leave yet. We're gonna hit them all at once, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna hit them. You can actually drop it even if you want into the Hangouts chat if you want to.
All right, I'll do that.
It'll make it easier. All right. So I did Fortnite. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about? We could probably get some stuff from the chat as well a little earlier tonight. So
we got 2 Discord questions about, so it shouldn't be that long at the end.
All right.
I wonder if y'all want to just mention real quick the whole Evo mess.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah, so Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite appears to be on like its last leg because it got left out of Evo. In fact, they put a game in that's not even out yet. Like, I guess that's going to be one of those things where they go, okay, we're doing it because it comes out in May, right? This game, I think.
May,
Like,
end of May, early June for.
So they're going to
North
give
America.
people like 2 months to work on this game. I guess that's kind of an idea to give people, I guess, a small chance to train just to see who's really good. But that's BlazBlue cross tag battle, right?
BlazBlue cross tag battle, yeah.
Cross tag battle. So that's going to be there. So they opted for that, or even you can say Dragon Ball FighterZ. That's pretty new too.
Yeah.
Evo. But they opted for those instead of, in this case, Infinite. And Max, you were not happy about that.
No, I'm not mad at Evo. I'm extremely mad at Capcom. Like, I cannot believe that they've just ruined their own game series so much. A series that is so awesome and made so many people like me fighting game fans in the first place, and now it's fallen to this point. Like, I'm sure we all saw there was that viral picture earlier this week where it said like 1,000 people played Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite on Steam in the last 24 hours. 1,000 people. It was like the highest concurrent was like 54.
Yep, that's not good. That's not good at all. Do you think it would help if they did DLC and got the X-Men in there?
Yes, if it was like a free patch, like a free X-Men thing, I think
it would have to be free. It would have to be. Like, I mean, Capcom is going to try to charge, obviously, because they're Capcom.
Yeah, but I think that was one of their biggest failings, is having such an uninspired roster.
With the budget, did you guys see Liam's video, Liam Robertson's video about it?
No. Street.
Yeah. Did you see the one about Marvel vs. Capcom?
Yeah.
Yeah. Extremely telling. I mean, he said it was like half the budget for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was half the budget for Street Fighter V's DLC.
God dang, what the heck?
Yeah. They pointed out like animations that were actually downgraded, that they stripped completely from like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and everything. It was crazy. So they must have been, here's the thing I thought about. I was like, Capcom must have either put a lot of resources towards Monster Hunter World, like really bet on that. Maybe that's why. Maybe they're a little cash strapped or something for that development. And they were like, we got to put it out. That's the way it is. So,
I think so.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
There was a leak a long time ago in November about sort of the season 2 for Marvel vs. Capcom having a bunch of mutants in it, a bunch of the X-Men in it.
Okay.
Well, I would like to say, but man, that is one of those games. Like, normally I'm I don't like delays. I feel like I hate games that are delayed forever. This is one of those few times where I'm like, man, this game really needed an extra year in the oven.
They weren't going to do that though. They just wanted to get the game out, get their money, and which
Yeah.
I think they actually made their money. Yeah, and then so DLC, they were promoting sales of this game for $20. Like, hey, it's on sale for like $20. Come get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were.
Dude, you know what the sad thing is? The recent investors briefing, they just upgraded it to 1 million shipped.
Yeah, so
I mean, just got to 1 million units. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean, they're off their mark of where they want to get to, which is 2 million, I think. Yeah. So
just before we move on from this, I gotta say that you see that quote from the director, where the director said the reason they didn't include X-Men is because they figured most people have forgotten about him.
I forgot about that. Oh my god,
so ridiculous! Like,
so stupid.
I know. It's one of those things where I'm like, who forgets about the X-Men? Like the X Gentleman.
Who forgets Wolverine? So many people made Wolverine.
Both versions.
Yeah,
like their guy.
In my video, I actually held up a copy of it, and on the cover and back of it, there's literally X-Men on it. Like, well, I've never heard of the X-Marns.
Yeah, Wolverine's the character that they put all over, like all of the marketing for the second one and the third one.
Yeah, there's two Wolverines in Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah.
There's
got
two
the bone claws
Wolverines.
and the adamantium. Oh yeah.
Didn't they release Marvel vs. Capcom 3 on PS4 and Xbox?
Yes. Yeah, and I even mentioned. I mentioned at the end of my rant, I was like, man, I guarantee you that sold better. Like that specific ported version probably outsold the newest game.
That's sad.
I don't. To just go on the whole Evo thing. A thing about Evo people need to realize too is that it's also about selling spots. It's about selling tickets, and that's the reason why there's 2 Smash Brothers games. That's the reason why there's Dragon Ball Z. That's the reason. Now, with Arc System Works, I do feel that Arc System Works is sliding some money. Obviously Arc System Works is paying for, I think, some of the production and things, so they're going to get their games in there. I mean, Guilty Gear, it's a great fighting game, but there's like nobody that signs up for, because it's too hard to even win in that game. So I mean, that doesn't necessarily sell the tickets, but it's like they need to have that support from Arc System Works. So there's also a little bit of politics that play into this just a little bit. When it
I
comes
gotta
to
say,
what
I
games
don't usually watch Evo or anything, but man, I am really interested to see Dragon Ball Fighters just because that's a fun game to watch, and to see experts and pros do this. I feel like it'll play out like an episode of Dragon Ball almost.
I'll tell you one thing right now. One of the best players in the world is one of the best Super Smash Bros. Melee players. His name is Leffen. Yeah,
Okay.
He's number 6 in the world in Melee. He's like a villain in Melee, like type of lore. Okay, he's number 6 in Melee, and he is the best player, ranked number 1 on PC, and I think PlayStation 4, or he's almost. He's like ranked in the top 10 on PlayStation 4, and he's ranked number 1 on PC. He's the best Dragon Ball Z fighter that I've seen. So I'm thinking he's going to enter Evo. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can win Evo in Melee and in Dragon Ball Fighters.
I think if I went into like pro gaming, I think I'd want to be a villain too. I'd want to be the bad guy. That'd just be fun. Get food and everything.
You're way too nice. This guy used to throw controllers. This guy left, and he's cool now. I mean, he's calmed down a bit, but I mean, before he was just a jerk. You're way too nice. You can't do that.
Well, you know,
be a bad guy.
DSP, right? Dark Side Phil DSP is one of the like original Let's Players. He started out as a big Street Fighter person, and his nickname was the King of Hate, because he would literally go to conventions and like call people the F word, scream in their face, break chairs and stuff.
Yeah.
And so eventually they just stopped inviting him. Like, you're a decent player, but we literally have to replace equipment.
His live streams are hilarious. Yeah, he just complains the whole time. They're great. I watch his live streams all the time. They're fantastic.
Yeah, but if
he's a chronic masturbator.
Yeah. Did you see that new one today? Yeah.
What's wrong
I
with this
tweeted
guy?
I said, busted nut once on stream, shame on you. Busted nut twice on stream, just stop.
I guess if he was live online.
I know, it's like that's a man who spends too much time on camera. If you're just like,
thing is that when I heard that happened, I wasn't surprised. I was like, "Oh, really? Oh, that's funny."
Yeah.
I was like, it wasn't a big deal to me. Like everyone was making a big deal. I was like, "Oh, it's just DSP, guys. Chill out." It wasn't a big deal to me when that happened.
It's like how they have like the Woody the Woodpecker. You're like, it's DSP.
When that first video came out of him actually jerking off on stream, someone made it look like it was going Super Saiyan. So it was like, oh gosh.
What the fuck, man?
Oh man. See that, guys? That's what happens when you pretty much live on stream. He streams like 6 hours a day or something.
Oh yeah, every day.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
People do not understand that. Like when you spend that many hours of your life on camera, it breaks your brain. You become too comfortable on camera.
You know what's crazy? I bet you he likes to play games. I bet you get more viewers if he just set up cameras in his house, like it's like The Real World or Big Brother or something, and just did that. Like he would probably get more viewers if he had several cameras. And
but he had to be on like RedTube or something though, because he's always jerking off.
Yeah. Well, let's
It'd be a lot more than 2 times. I'm telling you.
There'd be compilations of him burning food and yelling at his girlfriend. Come on, what are you doing?
Oh, he broke up. He broke up with his girlfriend, or they broke up.
Well,
but
I guess I missed that stream.
But I mean, his stream is he still gets 500, 600 viewers, and he has 500 subs or subscribers on Twitch. So he's doing all right.
Yeah. So I thought the joke, people always do these like they pull the stuff from a stream. I thought the joke that everyone throws around is that he has no money. I thought that was the whole thing.
Because
That's the thing you always see on YouTube.
He has a vlog channel that's literally just like 10 videos a month of him begging for money. Literally,
he just he's got money, but he just complains because you know how working on the internet is. I mean, it's always up and down. You know, subs go and come. So I mean, so he's always going to complain. He just complains about everything. I just find him hilarious. He complains about everything. Don't take him. People sometimes take him seriously. Don't take him seriously. He's just don't take.
I saw some random stream of his once, and he's like, "I was editing that video for 3 hours," and it's like 3 hours of editing. Oh no, what is that like? I do about 25 hours of editing a week. 3 hours of editing. Kiss off.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Well, he's internet famous. There you go.
Yeah.
People act like it's bad publicity. Man, any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, you're wrong.
You know who he is, right?
That's the reason why I started watching him, and now I watch his streams all the time because of people just trashing him. So I'm like, let me check him out. And I'm like, yeah, he complains and he whines, but it's funny. Like, I don't want someone to just sit there and just plays the game and does nothing. I mean, it's funny about him complaining about games all the time. That's cool. It's interesting.
I mean, people were talking how, well, at this point he's going over the line, but Logan Paul was doing that. And then what people checked is like Social Blade is like, he got 50,000 subs yesterday. I guess it's going well for him.
Yeah, so YouTube
any publicity, man.
Yeah,
that motherfucker. Fuck him. $40K a day. Go suck a dick, Paul Bunyan, whatever your name is.
Yeah, dude, I calculated it, and by my rough math, last year he earned about $50 million.
Well, did you guys see the
just because he gets so many hundreds, he gets about 500 million views a month.
Well, did you guys see the somebody put out a tweet?
Him.
I think it's the guy from Epic Mealtime put out a tweet, said that him and his brother make just from merch and like everything else, they make about $10 million a month. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's so nuts.
That's obscene. They make more than, if that's the case, they make more than like pro athletes at the top, quarterbacks. It's crazy. But did you see they're actually, I think they're actually throwing money away. He would make more money off of YouTube if he just started like seriously a website that's membership. Like he would make so much more money.
Well, but so a big part of their audience is little kids. Little kids, you can convince your parents to buy you a shirt. It's harder to say I need a subscription to this adult like man's website.
Kids every time that have the Maverick shirts on.
It's
true. Crazy. It's crazy.
I'd slap my kid if ever wearing a Maverick shirt. That's just not something that my kids are gonna do.
Well, it looks like YouTube took them down a notch. So we'll see.
Yeah, and then they sent a notification to everyone that he put a video up.
Yeah, that was fun.
I got it. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know.
The management, good old fraudulent YouTube management. They're all frauds that run run this company.
Yeah, we got 13 minutes left. Evan, what questions do we have in the Discord?
For the Discord, we got I guess one actual question and I guess just one update question. For the new Metroid, what type of multiplayer would you guys want for it?
Oh, they have to have multiplayer. They have to.
The thing of it is, Metroid Prime Hunters is my most played game of all time. That's for whatever reason. Like it was insanely stupid, but me and my old best friend used to just play it online for hours and hours. We were in clans on GameFAQs and shit, and like the online in that was actually very competent. It had voice chat if you were friends with people, and you could use a little crappy DS microphone. There was like 25 different fucking maps to play on, and like it made sense. It was good. Just copy. I don't think Metroid's multiplayer really needs to be anything spectacular,
like the original Halo kind, where it's pretty straightforward. You drop them into rooms and you fight each other.
Well, I would hope it'd be Quake 3 style, like real fast, very limited weapons, but tall arena.
That's the big question. That's the big question. You guys think Metroid's going to be 60 frames?
I have zero care about that. I feel like they might do the thing where it's 60 frames multiplayer, 30 frames single player.
Well, yeah, but like that 60 could make a difference between how fast something is in multiplayer. Like you're talking about Quake. Quake was always really fast because we play that sucker at 120 frames all day. Just what it was. But like I guess even Unreal Tournament would have been the same too. That was very fast game.
Prime 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, they're all 60, right? Yes, they have to do 60 here.
Great graphics. So I mean, I don't see why they couldn't.
Oh, dude, the GameCube looked amazing with Metroid Prime 1. I still go back and look at that, and I'm like, I can't believe this. You know,
it still looks. Yeah, I popped my disc in a couple weeks ago to test out my new TV, and I was kind of like, damn.
If you play it on Dolphin, it looks phenomenal. You could pass it off. If you just looked at it, you can pass it off as like a 360 game. You know, just like a glance. Obviously, when you take a closer look, you know it's not that, but it looks phenomenal on Dolphin.
Sean, did you get that Eon HDMI?
I have it coming to me. It's just because of the move. I'm gonna wait to have them ship it to my new place, but I do have one coming in.
Cool. Okay. Very good. Very good.
I saw everyone talking to that guy. I forgot to reach out. I'm lazy.
I want to see what your thoughts are on that and how it looks. Because the other one was like ruining. I think they said it was like ruining GameCubes if you like move it.
Well, I know the retro roundtable, which is like this guy Renee DB Electronics, HD Retrovision cables. They're all very, very intelligent people who are like creating new retro stuff, and they know hardware. Like it was the people that I sort of went after on the video talking about the EverDrive carts ruining systems. And then I didn't realize like who the fuck they were, and so like we had a big beef. But then we ended up talking, and like we ended up being cool with each other. And I was just like, I know games. I don't really know the hardware side. You guys know the hardware side, but the AC Retrovision guy actually got one and like took it apart and shit, and he was like looking at the boards and shit. And they said it was actually very well constructed, and they were pretty surprised at how good it was. And I, of course, was in the chat. I was like, "So, how's the picture? Does the picture look good?" And they're like, "Yes, idiot." And I was like, "Okay, thanks."
Man. Any other questions over there?
I'll think of another one, I guess, just to quickly check in. Anyone hear anything about Project Octopath?
We got the results, I guess, of the surveys and stuff, didn't we? And then they said they got it was downloaded over 1 million times or something like that.
Yeah, nothing more than that. Just basically that information that they let us know.
Still
best
waiting.
demo ever.
Oh, that's a good question in the chat. You guys think Metroid's gonna be M rated?
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's got to have a gory scene where she like rips out a man's intestines.
I feel like they got to keep
Smacks him with the boobs.
It's going to be rated teen. If Sony makes Uncharted 4 rated teen,
that's true.
Nintendo's
Yeah,
going to
that's
make
a good point. Yeah,
it's going to make Metroid rated teen.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy that Uncharted's teen, but like Halo 1 is mature.
I don't even know how Uncharted is teen. Like, to be honest, like you're mowing down so many people like headshots. There's blood. I mean, maybe I get it, but it's teen. Maybe because there's no grotesque violence in there.
Ratings have kind of gotten milder over the last 10 years. Like, original Halo was probably M-rated, but I feel like as it went on now, it probably is close to what we consider a teen.
Well, it's teen now, right? Halo 5, I think, was teen.
Maybe.
But I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure Halo 5's teen. I'm almost
I
positive.
have an unopened copy, so
Take a look. Let me know. It's actually a fun game, but it's free on Game Pass. So there you go. It's on Game Pass.
Yeah, then we picked up a speculation question. Fire Emblem at E3 or its own direct?
Fire Emblem probably get its own direct. I think they're gonna have to explain a lot of that, right? Because we don't know much about it, and then there's these rumors about it being like based around like pirates and stuff. And it's all kinds of stuff.
We know nothing about Fire outside of the developer said literally the only piece of information is it's going to launch in 2018 and it's going to have beautiful graphics. That's the only thing that they've said about the game, and I'm dead serious, guys. That's all. It's going to have beautiful graphics.
Hey, Sean, you want to read the last super chat?
The question, this question is brought to you by the committee to stop DSP from ever showing how small his dick is ever again. Any chance of a Valkyria Chronicles collection for the current systems?
I'd love that. I'd love
cool.
both parts. That hide your tiny dick, and also we never really got. I think we got Valkyria Chronicles 2, but we didn't get Valkyria Chronicles 3. So I'd love to get Valkyria Chronicles 3 in English.
Mm-hmm.
And to stick with the Fire Emblem, I think if ARMS can get its own Nintendo Direct, I think Fire Emblem can get its own Nintendo Direct. Mostly because I think they can fill up 15 minutes easy with Fire Emblem easily. We don't know anything about it, so I don't think they'll put that at E3 as much. I think they want to put it like a trailer at E3 and then give them their own Direct before E3. There's so much we don't know about it. That's supposed to be one of their big games this year too, and there's so much we don't know about it.
Mm-hmm.
So. We'll see. They got a lot of stuff they could show at E3 if they really want to do that, or they could do a direct beforehand or even after that. So, I'd like to see new game announcements more so at E3 and kind of fill us in with their own direct beforehand on the games we already know about. Here you go. Is anyone? I guess they can say yes. Is anyone doing a review for Dragon Quest Builders and Owlboy for Switch? Also, what's this hype about Nintendo Online service? We can talk about that for a minute too. But is anyone doing Owlboy or Dragon Quest Builders Switch reviews?
I'm doing content for Dragon Quest Builders.
Okay, cool.
I wanted to. I don't have time. I'm doing 15 different reviews right now, so I just don't have time.
Okay, Sean, are you doing a what is on either of those?
Owlboy more than likely.
Owlboy's good.
Probably not Dragon Quest Builders because I don't know. I'll buy it. Yeah, I'll buy it when it's like $20 or $30.
Pending any game-breaking bugs, Owlboy is completely worth the money, and you should buy it. It is a very good game. I will say that. I played it on Steam, I think last year or year before. It's a very good game. Very good game. So I unless there is something drastically wrong with the Switch version, which I doubt, it's worth the money. So that's all I'll say. The Nintendo Online service. We got a couple minutes left for this. What do you guys think there? It's coming in September, right? They said it's worth the wait. I'm trying to think of what big feature they're going to add. I feel like a way to get saves off of the Switch, like cloud saves, is pretty much, I feel like that's got to be locked, right? They have to give us a way to get it off the Switch. And I think if we're paying, cloud saves makes sense. But what do you guys think they're talking about here? It's worth the wait. Do you think it's going to be like some service that's going to be like for games being delivered to you as part of your subscription service, like, the one game a month thing possibly? Or do you think they have like some big thing behind a curtain that maybe a Netflix style service? I don't know. What do you guys think here?
I'm thinking Magic Curtain. I'm thinking that there's some giant extra element to this that none of us have guessed yet.
It is Nintendo. They come up with some crazy stuff.
To be honest, I'm thinking once a month you actually get a mushroom, like a power up mushroom. Then you eat it, you turn big. Now, to be honest, like I think that mainly like what they can do with this service, it really has to offer a lot of cool, like maybe rewards and discounts to tie into My Nintendo. Maybe that's something that they can also do, tying in My Nintendo to this service and also having it to where you can get extra bonuses and benefits. I think themes and potentially even some type of achievement system integrated into the system with My Nintendo would be cool too. So on top of all the voice chat and other things like that. So I'm thinking it has to be something really Nintendo-like when it comes to the type of rewards you get and things like that.
Okay. What are you thinking, Matt?
I just really hope they take voice chat off the app.
Yeah.
I really hope that when they
have
do
they
that,
ever really done much with that recently? Have they? Now I'm thinking about it. Have they added anything else to that?
I mean, the only thing I've ever even heard about the app was stuff with Splatoon 2. I mean, maybe they added more and I don't know about it, but that was the only thing they ever hyped.
I got the app. I got the app right here. All they've got on here is it's only supported by one game. They've made it to where you can actually like you don't need to be like before like it needed to stay on there. Now you can actually have it like windowed or whatever. Or, like you can have another. You can get out of there. But there's only one game.
It's kind of telling that they haven't added like arms to it, right, or anything like that. It's kind of interesting. I wonder if maybe they were like, maybe we don't need this app for that, and maybe they're like, maybe we'll build it into this online service.
I would hope
That's
so.
kind of what
they
I'm
had
hoping.
to know that was a colossal
they
mistake after
had
the internet crucified them.
They had to have heard everybody. Yeah, there's no way they didn't.
There was voice chat native on the 3DS.
Yeah, like they had to have known this. They had to have been like, you know what? But it's already built into Splatoon. You can do Salmon Run.
Yeah.
Well, in my video, I was talking about the fact that when I was ripping apart voice chat, I was making fun of the fact that the PSP has like 3 different types. The original PSP could do Skype voice chat, in-game voice chat, and like party calls. It's like that had 3 different ways to talk, and that came out a million years ago.
The Vita has Skype, I think you're right. That has to be, I think, part of it.
I think it got removed. I think Skype got removed though in an update.
Yeah,
but I'm not 100% sure. But it still has built-in voice chat though.
DSP kept using it for the wrong things. They had to block it.
Man, so I think I do think that's going to be part of it. They've just been so quiet about that app. Like they haven't said anything about, like you said, OJ. They really haven't added anything to it.
They've added one update, and that's it.
Yeah,
I think it's a stopgap in my opinion.
Yeah, like I think that you're right. You might be right. Maybe that was like just like, you know what, we need some way for people to talk in Splatoon 2, and we're not ready for this online service yet. That's going to have voice chat. It's going to have native support for inviting people to any game you're playing, any lobby.
That's going to be fun when you can put a link on your social media and pull people in. That's going to be a lot of fun.
What would be cool is if they give you space for your screenshots and any video recording too as part of your cloud saves. Like, so that way you can just go on your computer and just download it. Yeah. That'd be kind of cool too. There's a lot of stuff they can do.
I hope that when they put the online service out there, that they also announce all the video streaming apps that everybody else has that Switch doesn't have. The only reason I still have my Wii U even plugged into my TV is because my wife uses it to watch Netflix when she's ironing. That's the only reason I still have that out. I would love to just
I sold my Wii U.
Put that away.
Yeah, I hope they do that. I hope the online service, and then I hope Mario Maker comes like right after that as well. Just add all that stuff in. Just let's do it. But
might as well.
Yeah, why not, right? We'll see. We'll see what they do there. We're coming up on the 11 o'clock here. Do you guys want to go down the line here, and then I'll get the link from you, or unless you already put it in there. RGT. All right, cool. I see it. Very good. All right, cool. Let's go to the line here. Max, where can they find you, man? What do you have coming up?
YouTube.com/Dreamcast guy. I've got my Dynasty Warriors 9 video coming up, and I also have Kingdoms of Amalur Deliverance. Oh God, I can't remember the last name of that. Not Deliverance. Kingdom what?
Kingdoms of Amalur. I was like, what?
Yeah, that failed game. It's Kingdom Come Deliverance. That's it. I've got Kingdom Come Deliverance. Oh god, the developers would feel awful if they sent me a copy and I can't remember the name.
We
of
didn't
it.
almost bankrupt the state.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got that as well, and I want to try and make a video on that as well. So next week you'll get a video about one of those or maybe both those.
Evan, did you see that? The Go Nintendo guy's on. Cool.
Thanks for setting them straight, Sean. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Why don't we jump over to Matt? You got anything going on, man? Anything you want to let people know about?
Well, I mean, if you want to find me
about Twitter.
Yeah, if you want to find me, you will find me every weekday in the timestamps. Otherwise, you can find me online at thevikingchef.com, where I have my food blog. And I'm just working on that right now, putting up recipes, putting up fun stuff, putting up tasty things.
I'll put your I'll at least put your Twitter in the chat too.
Oh yeah, and Twitter is at a Viking Chef. Same with Facebook and Instagram.
Right there. Oh, there it is. The Raven Flow said, much love to you guys. Can't wait for that special edition Labo Switch. That'll be something. People are making all kinds of very good Labo memes online. I'm very much enjoying it. Let me OJ, where can they find you, man?
So right here on YouTube, just PlayerEssence. I can put a link in the chat if you guys want to check my channel out. Did a pretty cool relaunch, got some new stuff going on. So if you guys are interested in Japanese gaming, RPGs, all that type of stuff, like me complaining about EA and BioWare because I used to love them, stuff like that. I do Western games too, but just like RPGs, Western RPGs, I do like those. So yeah, you can check out my channel.
Okay, very good, very good. Evan, you got anything going on you want to let the people know about?
I mean, I can just link that because I got conventions and stuff I got to do. We got videos to work on now that I got the stuff for the Behind the Wave next episode. That should be coming up for the Patreon people that can get that. And just so everyone knows, I think episode 6 is when we're going to start trickling it down to the other Patreons and eventually to everyone else on YouTube. So once we get about 6 episodes in, we'll do that. Past that, I'm going to start rebranding some of at least my gaming channel to competitive games, but that's going to be down the road. So that's going to be way out there.
Yeah, so the Behind the Wave thing you're talking about, the behind the scenes, we actually went out to a slightly bigger store around here that does retro gaming. We went retro shopping and stuff, so it was pretty good. We took a look. We found some strategy guides and bought the Smart Boy and everything. It was pretty fun. We did some shopping. Sean, you'll have to go to that store with us when you come back here, so you can check it out.
Yes, I will.
It's very interesting. And then Sean, where can they find you, man?
So you can find me on RGT85. You'll see me a lot more because Thursday was my last day at my day job. I now do gaming shit, YouTube, writing. I've got a bunch of different things lined up. I will not be on the cast next Saturday because that's the night before I leave, so all my shit's going to be packed in the truck and stuff. But I will be back the next Saturday. I am moving next Sunday, getting in a truck, driving to a place I've never seen in person in Delaware, and just fucking going for it. So I'm extremely thrilled. The channel's been going well, passed over 80,000 subs, over 1.1 million views the past 30 days. I've definitely made the right decision. So thank you all you guys if you're familiar with me. I sincerely appreciate it.
Are you gonna film your trek, I guess? Do like a mini behind the scenes documentary style thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little something. Right now I'm trying to stock up on some videos, but I don't know. I'll film a video and I'll be like, I'll sit on this for a few days. I'm like, no, I'll go ahead and release it.
It's tough, right?
Yeah, the Switch Online video tonight after this is done, I'm doing Sega Saturn import games that they're Sega Saturn games worth importing. I got a couple what is lined up for a bunch of indie games.
Did you get that soccer RPG for the Saturn?
No.
He's Evan's all about this, showing this soccer RPG that only can.
It's like a soccer game, but it's like Final Fantasy at the same time. You got it. Oh, so good.
You've sold me.
Evan's always talking about this. All right, so we're good there. Let me drop the.
Actually, this is your friend, right? Right, Sean? Because
yes, this is Hey Jay. If you ever watch Nintendo Enthusiast. We used to be the two people on there. He's kind of gone more into a business role with Enthusiast Gaming, but he does have a channel that he does a lot of good shit on it, but nobody ever really watches it because he's just a smaller channel. So trying to give him a little love.
Yes. So drop the link in there a bunch of times, Evan, if you want, and then go bug him. Say SpawnCast sent him, hit that like button for him, and I guess
Evan, nice. I really appreciate that.
I guess that's it. All right. Anything else you guys wanted to add before we take off?
Ridge Raper 2018.
All right, thank you.
Hey, oh, one more thing. See, I forgot your name now. John. Dude, John, you should. Can you get DSP to come on here? Can you please just get DSP to be on one of these live streams, man?
Do we really want to take that risk? Should we require him not to use a camera?
Oh man.
John's like, oh, no, you're crazy. John's like, no way.
That would be an interesting chat. I will say that. I think he might have a bit of a hard time keeping this cool. I will say that just in general. People in the chat probably try really hard to get under his skin. That could make for some very entertaining.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I think you should do it. You might get his crazy fan base over here watching that.
All right, so we're good, guys. I think. I guess we'll see everyone next weekend, Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be down one Sean, but he'll be back with us the following week, much further north. So,
and me neither. I'm be at Katsu Counts. I'll be gone next week.
Yeah, you're gonna be at CatsCon. Yeah, that's right. Cool. All right, very good. Sounds good. All right, guys, we'll see everyone next weekend, 9 p.m. Eastern time. I'll see you guys then.